show up on set in my super suit and be like, what are we doing? That guy hits that guy. Pow. Oh, yeah.
So this is 10 years of comics.
What?
We're going to check out some comics of our own right now, so we'll dive into some stuff. Let's check them out.
Let's do it.
It's an interesting start, Cody. I don't know. I don't ask what goes on.
Oh, this is the best. This is the Billy Ray Cyrus song that is set to the music video from Will Smith's Wild Wild West.
Is that true?
Yes.
Wait, what's happening?
We're connecting with the youth today, guys.
It's Billy Ray Cyrus and who else, Cody?
I think Lil Nas X?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Wait, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right over my head.
It's the number one song in the world right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do we ever open up with music on the show?
No,
I mean, just the theme song.
The theme song.
Yeah. But
Yeah, he's hearing new music. I like your hair today.
thanks.
Is it new?
I grew it myself.
No. No, but it's like a new style, a new
I
color.
don't know. I think I put a bobby pin in it.
But it's not. The color's been the same forever.
Yeah, it's
like
the
I
same.
said, I
But-
once noticed
Did you
a
get your
picture
hair
in my house that was there for 2 years. So
No.
I mean, it's nothing.
I have a lot of product in
Yeah,
it though.
tan.
So
Is that what it is?
I have bronzer on.
Yeah,
for
that's what it
sure.
is.
I'm going for that like beachy LA girl
yeah,
thing
got
that
it.
my Massachusetts friends hate.
You got it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Yeah, that's
so
what it
much.
is. You're welcome so much.
Thanks.
You're welcome. We are just days away from Chicago, everybody. The 4 people at this table will be in Chicago. That is right. Yes, thank you so much. The person at the booth will also be in Chicago. Who's switching the show on Thursday? Because Makuga is going to be here with Sinead and Brett.
Yeah, I'll be here for the Thursday show because I don't think my flight's till that night.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Are you that really late flight, Cody?
Yeah, I am, Josh.
Me and
too.
you on the same one, bud.
Okay, good.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Mark, Reilly, and I are on the Thursday morning flight.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. So, and
Oh, good for you.
thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Bale. It's nice to hear from you as always.
Don't you feel like he's doing his job better without Alex in there?
I think he gets distracted with Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean
true.
that in a mean way, but also I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need Alex
Because
in
Al-
there.
but here's the thing: Alex is just talking to himself the whole time, and Cody's just trying to like get him off
Get
the
him,
ledge.
like,
Yeah,
get him-
Because he's on point right now. He had
Yeah.
this intro song and all of these drops.
Would you say this is accurate, Cody? Boom. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. He's ready to go.
Damn.
You know? Yeah.
Nicely done.
Okay, we're gonna get into a couple things. I found for a long time on this show we've been playing the David B songs and Thrawn, who arguably the 2 best Collider Live musicians that we've ever had.
Sure.
There's a new artist on the scene. Whoa. There's a new artist on the scene, and you're gonna love it because it starts off. We're gonna drop his first track. It's a Roxy song. It is a Roxy song. I don't want to get. It's
Can't tell
called.
if you're being facetious
No,
right
no, no.
now.
I'm 100%. It's called Roxy Time. It is called Roxy Time. Give me the guy's name. It's Matthew Reed is the guy's name, and I was just
with a Matt
Thrawn
Reed.
actually brought me to his attention because I didn't know anything about this person. There's a Facebook.
When did this
thing.
drop?
A couple days ago.
You know how easy it is to get our attention? Just tag us.
Well, yeah, it's right. I need to
That
be
doesn't work with
respectful.
me, you know
All right,
that.
but here, let's get the volume up. This is and it's short. This one's like 1:41. This is Roxy Time. He's done 2.
I've been had work with many schmoes over the years, so they like my sidekicks and friends and that.
Mark Hamill style.
All the schmoes of the world unite. A real boy, can't fake connection. Man, you know I do this, I win the goldfish. Is it 9 or 8? Like every time shit I might be late. I'm on Roxy Time, girl. Up if you're here, if you can at the mics. Yes, you can come nice with the pipe. All of you suckers stay out of the DMs. Don't ever catch you in the ends. I hit my Kristian dance, I hit my woman dance. No, y'all ain't got a chance. You want some cookies? Yes. I'm nailing flows like Reilly's fingers. That mean my money long and you can't control it. You garbage, straight garbage. You wanna call garbage boy? Shirts on 30s all but day when David about to get destroyed. I got your girl between the sheets. That's where the Makuga I love from your crib. That's where the drum rocker keep up when I'm flowing. Can't tell where I'm going.
Sick.
Hey, yo, Thrawn, hey, yo, David B. Boy, I'm the greatest. I ain't patient, and you better be afraid of me. Boy, can't fake connection. Hey, man, you know I do this. I win the goldfish. I say it's 9 or 8, like every time. Oh, I might be late. I'm on Roxy Time. Hey, can't fake connection. Hey, man, you know I do this. I win the goldfish. I say it's 9 or 8, like every time. Oh, I might be late. I'm on Roxy Time.
I like his album cover. It's just a sock, like a kid's sock with a rug.
With a rug.
Man. And here's it's a good beat.
It's a
that he-
beat.
It's a
Yeah.
good beat, but he's got another one.
It's really good.
I mean, he's got flow.
He's good.
He's got
so
flow.
right, and that's his first track. The second track is pretty great. So don't look. Here we go.
Oh no,
No, you got to listen to it. You got to listen to it.
listen to it.
But you have to. Listen, it's a rap. It's a rap though. Listen to
All
it.
right.
But listen to it. Just listen. Promise. I promise. Listen.
You promise what?
Hey, Zoobilee Zoo, I'm making moves. Now you can't forward the crew. That's how we do. Bitches the soul. Forward and all hit the road. Zoobilee, cameras be shooting me. Computers computing me. Like a critter with a narcolepsy. Motherfuckers gonna sleep on me. Champion, I'm on my Kofi shit. Shooting shots on my Kobe shit. On the gladiator on my J-Wall shit. Peep the watch, it's 10 o'clock, little bitch. Like, Zoobilee, hey. Zoobilee, hey. Zoobilee, who is you? You know me. Bitch, who is you? Zoobilee Zoo. Go do what you do. Turn into your crew. Slow motion, John Woo. No, I'm John Wick, number 2. I'm the boogeyman like Boo. Zoobilee Zoo. Zoobilee Zoo. Hey, yeah. Y'all tripping. You ain't fucking with Zoobilee Zoo.
You're tripping.
I'm tripping. Yeah.
Is that the
I
end?
mean, it's good.
It's good.
I've listened to that 100 years over that.
Was
other
that one
thing.
also
That was him.
Reed?
Yeah, that was
Wow.
Matthew Reed. So he's a new player in town right now between him and David. Because David B, I don't think David B or Thrawn has had a song a little bit. So I
can't.
think Matthew right now is on the.
Is
the top.
Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly a bigger battle, or is
All
this
three
a
of
bigger
these guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
man. No,
It's
that,
a tough call.
I mean, that guy can rap.
He can-
He was
Yeah.
his words were so fast.
It was
I know.
so good. Like the Roxy time. That one is the Zoobilee Zoo one is fun. Sorry, the ZZ one is that's my bad. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing though, and I'm gonna admit this thoroughly.
Yeah.
I when it came to like winning goldfish here, I got a kick out of it, and I would all day long.
Your overs.
I was sleeping last night. I couldn't get the fucking thing.
Yes, that's exactly
It just
why.
kept playing in my head over and over and
There's
over again.
and again, I'm sure I'm going to take a lot of crap for this one. I can't remember it.
No,
You can't.
The second we walk out of the studio,
It's
I don't know
gone.
what the
It's
words are.
You know, it's probably a good thing for you.
Yeah,
It's
I honestly
it's
would-
called cannabis, and it's a short-term memory. thing.
It's
I don't know. When I walked out of here, I literally, and this is not a joke, I was like, Jews.
Very different song.
I couldn't.
Very
couldn't
different
get
song.
to it.
Big fan of the Waitress across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Jubilee Jew.
Jubilee Jew.
That
Yeah, I don't
song,
think so.
I like. as soon as the show was over, I go and start listening to music
to get it out of your head to watch that.
purge.
I understand. It's like that. I don't say it. The Beetlejuice. Because I don't want it in my head either, but
Right.
that I had to play.
That was good.
I
Yeah,
love
that
it.
was really
great.
good.
Are you
See, like
giving?
I don't love that style of rap because a lot of the rap that they do now, it's
Fast.
like this. No. It's like the mumble rap. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But that guy does it really well because of like that beat. That then a lot of the new hit. No, but like the chorus is like I was a huh,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's like that mumble hook.
Right.
What is
but
it
that's
like?
good. It's a mumble hook. It's a
There's a huh,
who's your huh?
Yeah.
I've been around the block. The block came around to me.
Right.
Like it's that, right? It's not the
Now I
rap
get
that
it.
we grew up
Right,
with.
but it flows.
But it flows. But
Yeah.
that's really good.
And
Yeah.
he's using really good beats on both.
He is.
Yeah.
He really
I really
is.
like that Roxy
Yes.
Time song.
You briefly mentioned our Jubilee Jew friend. Are you going to tell the story or no?
Oh, sure. I'll
What
tell
is
it.
We have an update.
Oh, you have a news story?
Yeah,
No,
we
you
have
didn't
an
tell me
update.
this.
We have an
So
update.
if you're a brand new listener to the show, this is a saga that is going on. Mark Ellis already called it out. But you guys went to Yard House,
Yeah.
and you were there.
We
and-
tried so
And you
hard
know
to
what?
protect
We
her.
tried
Long
to
time ago.
protect it, but we called, and she still works there. So I don't have any
Still
problems.
works there.
So
Oh,
here's
yeah,
the
okay, wait,
update,
okay, wait.
yeah.
Here's the update. Okay, so this all started with a very awkward conversation that a waitress had with Makuga and Reilly about her
No,
boy.
Makuga and Roxy.
Excuse me, and Roxy about her boyfriend who loved Hitler.
Loves
and,
Hitler.
And then
Whose name is Adolf after
right.
Hitler.
So these two said we're
No,
not going
named
back
their
there.
son
So-
Adolf.
yeah, oh, yeah.
So these two, we're not going back there for a little bit. Roxy went back, saw her. The girl kind of avoided her, ran out. Roxy talked to the manager, and it looked like she was quitting. The guy said she was quitting, right? This was her last
He
day.
said she was she was pregnant and she was going to be leaving anyway, but that they would have to report this because obviously
But
they
they
can't
didn't.
have people going around
Right.
saying that they're Hitler
All right,
supporters.
so what happened now?
So
you walk in there yesterday?
No, on Saturday before the Schmodown
Yes.
recordings.
You were not there.
No.
Oh,
No,
right.
it was Amanda, myself, and my buddy who you met. And I'm like, so I got to tell you guys a story about this waitress here. And so I start telling the story, and legitimately, she walks up to the table. She was going to be our waitress that day. She looked at me me and got so nervous. Like she got so riled up, whatever. And we were like, oh, we're ready to order. We're kind of in a rush because we were going to be late if not. And she took our orders. Every order was messed up and she never came back to our table. And like we all we had was food runners and maybe another waitress, but we didn't have another waitress the rest of the time. We were being like split amongst servers and food runners.
She just said she went to the back so they can't.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guarantee you. But like she
when
showed
is
up
that
at the table. She was like, hi, welcome to Yard. Oh, God. It's him.
What is that conversation when you go back to those people and you're like, I actually can't serve this table because...
Well, Cody, what do you think the conversation was like?
Yeah,
that's what they're probably saying in the back.
I think they understood it when she said that.
Yeah, she was yelling in the back.
She was in there
I
back
kind of
supporting
can't
Hitler.
believe they...
Kept her around?
Yeah. And I'm not saying my intention was to get her fired, but...
Slap on the wrist, maybe, you don't know. Maybe they said something to her. Like,
Something like,
don't
hey,
do that again.
Really?
don't tell people that your boyfriend loves Hitler. You're allowed to do whatever you want
that you
in,
guys
your,
are
in your own
following
time.
him.
That you're going to Germany because he's obsessed with Hitler and he named his son Adolf. Like, that's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And it's
Not
bad.
good.
It's bad in general to do it.
That's
the
correct.
worst part of it.
Yeah.
The second worst part is telling people about
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not do
Like,
that ever
listen,
again.
you can go and eat at White Power
what's her name,
Restaurant
Hilda?
whenever you want. No, it's
No.
not.
She has a very lovely name, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And she, like, go eat at White Power Sizzler wherever you want. Just don't bring your boyfriend's love of Hitler to my lunch.
Yeah.
So she's back.
She's back, and what does that mean
She's
for
very
Josh
pregnant.
and I?
She's very pregnant.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do? Not
Wood
go
Ranch.
there? Yeah.
It's back to Wood Ranch.
Or
Back
do we
to the
go
ranch.
there?
I love
to-
Wood Ranch. I have no problem with Wood
But
Ranch
I
stuff.
partially want to double down and go and have her feel uncomfortable. The pregnancy thing is messing with me,
Yes.
though.
Yeah, you don't want to
I
mess
don't
with
want,
her.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
not at
know.
all.
But like, she's not just a pregnant lady; she's a pregnant Hitler supporter. So it's like,
She's bringing another Hitler supporter into this world.
It's
it's
crazy.
just a hard, it's a hard line. Like that baby inside her, it's not that baby's fault, but at the same time, like your mommy loves Hitler. So like,
Or
I
what's
don't
worse
know.
is that she says, well, he's not racist or anything. He just loves Hitler. That's the point of it is that whatever Hitler supported was all of that. Anti-Semitic, all that kind of stuff. So you're bringing this baby into a world where their parents are going to teach that baby that they love Hitler.
Come
And
over and
it's-
watch him march.
It's so hard when you are born into that to decide to be your own person enough to
Correct.
be like, actually, this is not true. We see it all the time with like all different beliefs.
I just want to talk about fucking Thundercats when it comes to shit like this, you know, just because it's just like, yeah, not to take away from
No,
the
but I
conversation.
know
it's
what
just
you
this-
mean.
It's like the world. It could be so simple.
Yes.
I look at my kids, my 1.5-year-old who just this kids Bob comes like just dancing around. I'm like, I wish the world was like that.
Trying
I wish
to navigate
40-year-old
this kind of stuff
I'm telling you,
sucks.
I just wish that you could turn on music and then like that song and people just dancing around. The musicals, the way, like you hate. I wish life was a musical. I really do.
Oh.
Because you hear stuff like this and it's just how the world stinks. What are you gonna
Because
do?
why? Just like don't have that.
I know.
I don't know.
I know.
And anytime I say don't have that opinion, people come out and say I'm a
Take it out of my
dictator
opinion.
and
I
I'm
know.
whatever. But I don't know. When it comes to loving Hitler,
Well,
I
if you're
do
a dictator,
feel like,
the waitress probably love you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I have
She
a
did
note.
love me
I have
for
a
a
note
long
here that
time.
says pissing, and that's because Reilly, you decided. And here's the thing. So you obviously the loss of our good buddy Cal.
Yeah.
Honorary schmo, just one of the boys.
Right.
Left us.
left us.
And then you decided. You said you're going to get married to your lovely lady, and then you said we're not going to get a dog until after the.
No.
So
then
you
we
do it.
Then we decided to get a fucking dog.
And you do it. And today
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Right,
by
and,
the way.
and so
Yeah.
the dog's driving you bananas.
She's driving me crazy.
What's she
This
doing?
dog last night was turned into. I mean, we didn't feed her after midnight,
Right.
but she turned into a
gremlin?
gremlin. She started
Did you get her
going.
wet?
What's that?
Did you get her wet?
No, we didn't get. Yeah, actually, I did. I started. We got the squirt bottle now because
Get
this
her
little
wet?
Because gremlins, if they get wet, they turn
multiply.
into
But she started going around the room at 80 miles an hour, barking. And then I was trying to grab her, and then she would bite me, and I'm like, "Damn it!"
Like
you
a
know?
real bite?
No. She's playing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she has the puppy teeth.
Right.
So you're like, damn. And then she's barking, and it's like 10:30 at night, and so I'm squirting her, and then like she's like, "Okay, we're fine." She's starting to calm down. We go into the bedroom to start getting ready for bed, and I come out, and there's piss everywhere. And she has been good. She's been going outside doing the puppy pads, and the door's open. She's like, "I get it," and she goes out there.
why this is? Because this was because you guys rescued the dog.
Yeah.
This dog was left in like a garbage can or something, right?
Left in a chicken coop in the snow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so and rightfully so, scared out of its mind around people in general at first.
She was pledging a fraternity. You didn't know.
Guess what?
Yeah, she ain't scared anymore.
Now she's not scared anymore.
Yeah.
And now she's like, oh, wait.
She's well adjusted.
I rule this place.
Yep, and she's like straight up puppy time. This is like we're in the storm right now. And then this morning she was all of like she's wakes up with me. She goes out. She uses her puppy pads. Everything's great. I feed her. Then she's like, I want to get in the room. And I go, okay, great.
You letting the dog sleep in the bed?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
yeah.
mistake.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
hearing
fine
so
right
many
now.
mistakes.
We're fine
That's a
right now.
mistake.
We get her back in the room. She jumps on the bed and she starts biting my fiance's hair. And it's like 6:30 in the morning.
You got to lay the law down with this dog, man.
Oh yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
This
Here's
dog
the
is
best
starting
part.
to get.
So-
She's laying in the
starting to
bed
get-
already.
yeah.
It's her. She's going to own that place.
She is
Oh, yeah.
Princess Leia.
She
Yeah.
is a princess.
Last week, Reilly brought the dog in a few times, and she's the cutest thing in the world, right?
Yeah,
I mean, she's just
she's
so
adorable.
cute. So she has him. She has her tethered to the chair so she doesn't run around the office and do whatever. Reilly lets lay off the leash for 30 seconds, and all you hear is, "Hey, Reilly, your dog's taking a shit over
Yeah,
there."
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was just right in the middle of the floor, is dropping heater like a huge deuce. And Reilly's like, come on! And then she's like bopping around. Then
Puppy
she pees.
training,
I mean,
man.
it is-
It's
it
a
is funny.
full-time job.
You got to go in full mode.
Yeah,
full
it's,
training
it
mode.
is now on.
You got to go into Louis
This
Gossett
dog
Jr.
stands
Iron Eagle.
No,
zero
not
chance.
just Iron Eagle. The what's the one with the Officer and Gentleman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the
no,
dog's
this-
got to come up and scream, I got nowhere else to go.
Listen, this is not my first rodeo. Cal did the same thing.
Yeah.
He really did. Cal was just
You were
like
a younger
this.
man back then.
I was a younger man, but this dog stands zero chance
All right.
at winning.
I want updates.
Yeah, you'll get updates. This dog is going to be well trained. I'm going to be putting the hammer down right now. I got the squirt bottle, and I got her this morning, and
You
she
gonna let
went,
her stay?
"What the fuck?"
You gonna let her stay in the bed?
The bed is going to start to phase out because we got to get her
Nip
on the
that shit in the
thing.
bud, man.
Yeah, because
I'll tell you that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I agree.
You got a crate.
Is-
You got a crate.
You
the
gotta
dog.
use that
And,
crate.
the crate was the only thing that helped us train our dog.
Yeah, you got to use the crate.
Crate
for the dog.
becomes the home. The crate
The-
becomes the
You
everything.
used
The
to.
crate is doubling as the kitchen right now when you put her in that because she starts barking
Yeah.
and in the crate that we can't do that because of neighbors. And
Are you allowed to
whatnot.
have dogs at your place?
Yeah, yeah, we're allowed to have all that, but we have stupid neighbors that complain about everything.
Sound blankets, man. Use sound blankets.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
one of those neighbors though. If it was 3 a.m. and
Well,
your
she's
dog was
okay.
barking.
I mean, the crate works where you put a little gate and it's an enclosed area in our kitchen, and then she gets out and she pees and poops, and it's fine.
My neighbor situation's been a lot better, but the fucking squirrels are back in, in
wow, it's
full.
springtime,
And there's a really big fat one now. He's a dick.
He's been waiting all winter. He's been storing up those acorns.
He comes and he doesn't move. Like
Yeah.
the other ones, when I open up the door, when I go outside, they just take off.
He's that fat guy
He
underwater
sits there. He
in
goes,
episode
he
1.
goes, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What? He's like, go ahead, try to throw something
God,
at
I
me.
want to fly my drone and just go at them.
Please.
And we'll film it and we can
do
play
it.
it
Can
here.
you attach
love that.
like automatic? Not. I'm not talking guns. I'm talking like maybe a BB
Pellet
gun or
guns?
like a paintball pellet, something like that.
Yeah, I'll
attach it
soup
to
it
the
up.
drone and then radio it and just.
Just peg him in the ass. Just
I
wanna
don't
peg him in
know.
the
That
ass.
thing will get just 5 feet from that squirrel, and that squirrel's gone.
Yeah.
I know,
thing
but
will
they'll come
just-
back to these things. Just,
Yeah.
they don't. They're stupider than shit. And they just keep coming back. I saw 2 of those little assholes as I was walking with my daughter around the block. I saw them too. They were aggressively fighting with each other, and I looked at them and I went, good.
Yeah.
Fuck each other up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Kill
and
one
then,
another.
And they're just, I mean, really scrapping at
Civil
each other.
war.
Yeah. Kick each other's asses. I don't care.
My brother, you'd be proud. He's got 3 kids, and they have squirrels in the backyard and all that stuff. And it was like three or 4 weeks ago. I was up there, and we were playing basketball, and the squirrels, and the squirrel comes in the backyard, and my brother's like, throw the ball at it, throw the ball at it, because don't feed it, don't do anything, keep the squirrels
Out of the yard. Yeah, I chucked that. But I can tell you that because my daughter has one of those bouncy balls. I must have thrown the ball at the squirrels 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Hit them
Never.
not a once.
Oh yeah.
Not a once.
I just keep thinking of those videos of those traps where they just go on a
And they fling 'em. I know. I
I
want
just
one.
keep
You
thinking.
can't buy them because I guess people think that they're they're not
Cruel.
they're cruel. But
There we
I would
go.
have bought 50. I would have bought 50 of them, had them flinging them into the neighbor's yard.
Did you watch SNL this past weekend?
No.
All right, so SNL, it's very hit or miss sometimes, but the
More
weekend
miss than
update, lately for
Did
sure.
they bring up WrestleMania?
No.
So weird.
Well, one, it was on Sunday and this was Saturday, right?
Well, yeah, but the fact
Jost and
but
Jay didn't bring it
they
up
didn't
on
bring it up.
Weekend Update.
Weird.
No. And I think that's a Lorne Michaels thing because he can't stand Vince McMahon and he's not going to give that man any kind of promo on it. And
Why do you
NBC.
let 2 of his stars do it then? You know what I mean? It's weird, but I think you're probably right because as far as the
NBC's not going to give Vince McMahon any promo.
I know why do you let the guy? But Vince McMahon and WWE were saying the guys from Saturday Night Live. I was like, why would it be so one sided? I don't think you're wrong. I think you're probably right that Lorne Michaels and NBC were like, no, we're not going to promote Vince. But why would Vince do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have any idea?
You guys know I don't
Advocate
opinionate on SNL matters.
No,
right.
Do I know what?
They employ my whole
No,
family.
we don't
so,
even. Yeah.
Oh.
I just don't talk about it anymore. I think they're a great company and organization, and I love every single second of everything.
Watermelon.
Oh, it is just a couple days before Chicago, everybody. What is this? My live stream?
That's a phone.
I was about the live stream.
Who was it that
That's
did that
it.
for
That happens
Mark Ruffalo?
more than not.
I did. I know.
I remember you
live streamed
before.
one time, and we were looking at this space.
Yeah.
And there was nothing in here.
It was Mark Ruffalo did it for the Avengers movie.
He was
You
live
remember
streaming?
that?
No.
Thor. Oh, the Ragnarok.
It was for Thor. Oh, it was for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And it was on.
He was like during the
live
premiere or
streamed.
something. He was live streaming on accident.
Yeah.
The first half hour of the film.
Yeah. Oh, it was in the actual. It was. Oh, that's
Yeah.
really funny.
In the
Was
movie.
it just?
Oh,
But
wow.
was
It was just audio in his pocket, and people were all listening
Like, what
to
the
it.
hell is this? Oh, that's funny.
He bootlegged his own movie.
Mark
the audio.
Ruffalo is the dude that's if anybody in Hollywood that I want to be friends with, it's Mark
It's
Ruffalo.
him.
He's just a cool
He's
guy.
the best.
Just the
He
best.
was just like, sorry.
Yeah. And he spoils shit all the time. I love
him and Tom Holland
Yeah.
are
I
just
love,
a dangerous duo.
Well, he said it. You remember when in the interview he talked when he's sitting there with Cheadle and he goes, "Yeah, everybody dies." And Cheadle's like, "Dude." And at the time we thought they were screwing with us, but like he legit let that slip.
Yeah. It's great.
Do you guys look at my Instagram story to see what my grandmother Instagram stories from her pocket?
You tell me about them. I haven't seen
It's
them. It's really
unbelievable
funny.
the shit that she posts. Like,
Just
and
ran- you
doesn't
said-
mean
didn't you just a coffee mug or something?
It's like
right?
her forehead, the wall. Like somehow she ends up writing
adorable.
XX on every single thing that she
No.
puts out. She writes the date and then says Saturday, April 4th, which isn't even. I don't even know how you do that because that's not what the day was. Like, it's crazy. I call her. I'm like, you have to take it down. She's like, I didn't put it up.
My grandma always asks to see my Instagram because she wants to see pictures of everybody, right?
Oh.
And then she'll just start liking my photos. I'm like, no,
From
don't-
yourself?
from me. Like it's my
Oh,
own
like your
photos.
own
Like,
pictures.
hey, no, whoa, don't do that.
Yeah. Let's move on to some news, and because I think we're going to get into what's really cool today is that not only are we're going to talk about the Shazam 2 thing. We'll talk about that a little later because that news came out last night. But
Shocked.
the Maltins, Leonard Maltin and Jessie Maltin will be in studio
Coolest.
at 11 o'clock. Or excuse me, 11:30. They'll be in at 11:30, and we'll talk about Maltin Fest. We're going to talk about their podcast, the guests that they got on that show. Incredible. Yeah. But let's talk about some news. What's going on?
Well, Kevin Feige is talking again. He's doing the rounds, and he says that he has a 5-year plan post-Endgame. And it doesn't include X-Men and Fantastic Four right
He said
now.
it does not.
It does
Right
not
now.
include, but
Okay.
I'm going to paraphrase. But well, here's the quote. Probably only when asked about the hypotheticals of X-Men and Fantastic Four and whether or not they've started to even develop them.
Who asked that? Frosty?
Let me
Sounds
get
like a Frosty
it's
question.
IGN.
Oh, okay.
And he says probably only because if you heard me say before, until it was all done, we literally couldn't do anything. And this is in reference of developing
deal.
this.
Right.
They couldn't even put pen to paper. And I don't even know what the logistics are about talking about X-Men and Fantastic Four before the deal is closed.
Oh, this is shit.
So only because you've heard me say before, until it's all done, we literally couldn't do anything. So essentially, it's sort of day one now.
Well, here's the thing, though. Remember, when did they do that thing in Hollywood? I think it was 2015, or remember when they had
the big announcement.
And that's when they talked about Civil War and everything, and they had the big thing for the media to just kind of tell what the plan was. I wish they would do that again. It was a lot of fun. But one of the things that they said, they were talking about Spider-Man, and he said, Spider-Man, probably not, you're not going to see Spider-Man. They already knew that shit was going to happen. So
Right.
he's not going to give you anything yet until it's locked down.
Listen, I
Or
can
even if
read.
not, right
I can
beforehand.
read between the lines here. He says essentially we're at day one, but during that time we had built and fleshed out a 5-year plan. So, but during that time we have built and fleshed out a 5-year plan, which we're heading up now. So that the deal is done. So they can just start developing it now. And so he's basically just kind of, I think, managing expectations. And these things are going to be in development probably 2 years, 3 years.
Here's a question: Will Fantastic Four and X-Men be in Phase 4 of Marvel?
Get off my
MCU?
way.
That's what she said.
Both of them?
What's that?
Both of them?
One or two? You can pick two. You can pick one.
I think Fantastic Four
Yes.
will
Will be in.
I think
but not
Fantastic.
X-Men.
Yeah, I think Fantastic Four because they were going that cosmic route. They even hired James Gunn before all the stuff.
Yeah.
He was going to head up the cosmic universe of MCU, which included Captain Marvel. We're
So
getting
you
the
say
Eternals.
Fantastic
also a
Four,
lot
yes.
less complicated.
No X-Men for you.
I think X-Men might be a little bit longer of a development because I think there's more of a stigma behind it, and I think they're really going to take their time to get it right, like they did with Spider-Man.
There's a bunch of. There was like a new clip of Captain Marvel yesterday. I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but if I'm going to go anything, yeah, I mean, I guess Fantastic Four. I don't honestly.
Yeah, I say both.
You said both.
I think both. I think that
in Phase 4.
Yes, but I think Fantastic Four first, and then
Yeah.
you get hit with one X-Men movie by the end of Phase 4.
Or at the very least, a post-credit teasing it.
Right.
With the X-Men? Or with one X-Man?
It'll tie into the fact that like Reilly said, the X-Men will be included in all this.
But I'm saying, do you think we're going to see...
A full-on movie?
Yeah.
I think it's very possible that by the end of Phase 4 we get at least one. Yeah.
I can buy that.
If it's a 5-year plan, yeah, I think within 5 years.
They have a 5-year plan that probably included Doctor Strange
Yeah.
to Black Panther, more Spider-Man, Eternals
and they're
now
gonna
that we
do-
see Black Widow.
And they've been successful putting 2 movies out a year. Why wouldn't they continue
so
doing
we have
that?
those.
Yeah.
We don't know what's happening. And they are not going to make any announcements on any of this
Right.
until after Far From Home.
Well, this is smart though, because the point is that if it's not ready to go yet, don't just announce it, because this is what Star Wars did for certain movies and get bit in the ass. Don't just announce shit. Like, just make sure first of all that you have everything locked down, and then once it's locked down, then go into production and do it.
Do you think when they interview people for like these head roles, they're like, okay, give me your best Kevin Feige impression of how you would do this,
Right?
Because that's the
the
gold
golden
standard,
standard, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, if you come into the office, be like, hey, listen, we want another Kevin Feige. Tell me how you're going to be like Kevin Feige, because that's the only way to really go about this.
And, well, yes. The thing is, go ahead, Roxy. I had a thought you wanted to say.
Unrelated to that,
Yeah.
though, I think that it was DC's biggest issue. As much as I enjoyed when they announced their slate, if you think about it, it was 2019 was a Cyborg, Flash
Right.
movie, like their Green Lantern movie was slated. All the things that were slated, we cut. Justice League 2 was slated when
Right.
they did their initial, 4 years ago, where they announced
Right,
everything.
they didn't have the narrative yet.
And I personally come from a little different of a camp where I don't mind if things are announced to be in development and then they don't actually end up working out, because being in this industry, I know just because you say these are the things we're working on doesn't mean that they're happening, but I don't think you should attach a date to it then. You can say, here's our slate of things we're developing, and let the public know that, and then when it's solidified, that's when you say, here's when it's happening.
Yes, because those are two different things. As to
Right.
where it's like the development slate, these are all the things that we possibly could do. Then you get people excited, oh, wow, that might come out eventually, as opposed to a release date scheduled. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Because in that movie, you think it's happening.
You think it's
the
happening.
Cyborg movie is happening.
And you think it's part of
not.
the entire narrative of what's, and that's the difference. I mean, it certainly happened with Marvel also when they announced the Immortals, and that fell through, and then it turned into the TV show or whatever it was.
Which was a disaster.
It stunk to high heaven, right?
It was one of the worst TV shows you'll ever see.
What was it?
Immortals.
The Immortals?
The one with
Inhumans.
Inhumans.
Oh,
sorry.
That's
Inhumans.
Inhumans. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah,
With
I never pretend to be.
Ewan Rand.
No, I saw
Yes, that's
it
what
in
it is.
Humans. Yeah.
Yes.
It's brutal.
Also, moving on to something else, Reilly and I were talking beforehand. There was like the Star Wars rumor going around, right? Or not rumor, Star Wars theory.
It's a theory on a Twitter account.
And now people listening to it. I said it, and people thought I was a nutball when I said it on Jedi Council. And everyone's like, "Oh, did you hear this theory?" I'm like, "I said it like 3 months ago."
Whose Twitter is this coming from?
I don't remember, but it was basically saying that that hand that's been floating around, that they rumored that Luke's hand was floating around in space in the J.J. Abrams opening of Force Awakens, and it never happened. It got cut out. It was in the script. It got cut out. I think because JJ's coming back, I said I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that inside of that hand, some way or another, that Rey was cloned into. That's where it comes from. Is that that cloning aspect
Wait,
of it?
explain that.
So Luke's hand when he gets cut off in Empire Strikes Back in the Force Awakens, there was supposed to be a scene. The opening scene was supposed to be the hand floating in space.
Right.
And that was supposed to be significant for some way or another, but it just got dropped and it never got brought back up. When JJ came back, I said I wouldn't be surprised if they revisited that.
Yeah.
And that the whole reason why Rey was able to see visions and connected to Luke and knew the Force and had the Force so powerfully, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if she's a clone. Going back into some of that.
So that hand is actually Rey's hand, and it grew into her.
Well,
kind
no,
of thing.
no. They took the DNA from the hand
Yeah.
and then cloned Rey, which is a possibility, and I still think it's linked to Palpatine one way or
Interesting.
another. I said something along the lines like that, and I guess this guy said the same thing.
is
This
they?
is one of the best speculation threads I've seen, and then he's using backup with there's particular points of reference where you see, and JJ did this, and Ryan Johnson did this. They frame things to show her right hand a lot,
Right.
And he's using all those things, almost like foreshadowing, almost like giving it.
Well, if he's a Jedi Council fan, I'm going to be upset then. 'Cause he
Who
didn't
are
come up
you
with it
saying
himself.
is they? Who would have cloned her?
Well, it's possible that
Maybe
it's
Palpatine?
possible that Palpatine could have done it. It's possible, the First Order could have done it. It's possible that someone else. I don't know. I have no idea. It's the problem is that right away when you hear clone, oh, that's stupid. Why are they cloning? It depends on
don't
how
think
it
that.
depends on how it's executed.
There's a thing called Clone Wars, for Christ's sake.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It just depends on how it's executed. It depends on what else, how else it
Stem
all
cell
links.
research, am I right?
Right. How does it all link back?
It links. I mean, yeah, you mentioned the Clone Wars. It brings some prequel flavor in there. It feels very Star Wars to me, and it's from a great line of comics that was Dark Horse, where Palpatine got his hand
So-
and was trying to clone Luke.
Is that why you think that her parents' situation is a lie
Yeah,
again?
it's BS. I think
She could
so
be.
she has none.
She could be a clone and then was given to filthy junk traders.
got
I
none
think
parents.
there is something. Yeah, there's way more to her backstory than just the fact that she's the daughter of filthy junk traders. I think that they probably became her foster parents or some shit like later on.
But if they did clone her and then maybe they were just kind of like, she's not working out and they just dumped her. Is that what you're saying?
Don't
Or
know.
she was stolen by
Here's the thing that I wonder if they're going to
rebel.
do, because she was on Jakku, right? And in the novels, the canon novels, Jakku was a very powerful place that Palpatine did a lot of Sith research on.
Got it.
And he did a lot of things there to where I think that, and it ties into Chuck Wendig's books, I think that they're going to play into some of that. I think they're going to play into the fact that Palpatine was doing some shit and Rey was part of that whole plan. So I'm glad that this guy liked my theory and now he's tweeting
When
about
you
it.
say you think, does this mean you want or you just feel like that's where they're going, whether you like it or not?
I don't necessarily want it. I just think it makes sense when you put all the pieces together.
Do you think they have the hand like in Terminator 2 where it's just like that part of the arm and it's behind like a glass and it's like, this is Luke's hand and it's floating?
That'd be cool.
Or do you think it's more like Scary Movie 2? Take my strong hand, child.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a good
Or the
reference.
Kristen Wiig with the little hands and
Yeah.
the SNL sketch?
Yeah. So
It
anyway,
could
we'll
be
see.
really any of these.
Who was the guy that
Lot of
tweeted it out
hands.
though? Who's the theory? Where the theory? came from?
It's I gotta
Bastard.
find it again. It's something
Bastard.
along the line of like Luke's hand at Luke's hand or something. I can find it. And
Son of
Cool
a-
hand, Luke.
Well, his
cool hand Luke. Wait, hold on.
No,
Is that it? No, that's not it.
son of a bitch.
There's a lot of matches
What
here.
we've got
Yeah.
here.
Like, although, you know what, if it turns out to be completely wrong, then I'm going to go, it was never my theory.
was not
his.
mine. It was
the
Cool
guy.
Hand
It was the
Luke's.
guy who tweeted it out. It wasn't my
Ray
theory.
at Ray is Luke's hand.
Yeah. Right. How many,
hand.
how
On
many
the
followers does he
nose.
have?
Little.
How much traction does the tweet have?
has 9
the tweet has
followers.
not a lot of
Oh, okay.
traction.
So
and
never
it's
mind, just kidding.
9 followers. 9 followers.
Here-
He's following 7.
All right.
How
to
did
read
you
you.
even find this?
I have no idea. So I guess
Wait,
some-
hold on. Let me read you. His description or her description, whatever it is Rey was made from Luke's severed hand. It's the name, and then it's
Yeah.
at Rey, Rey's Luke hand. Rey was created by Palpatine in a secret lab on Jakku from the remains of Luke's severed hand, released by filthy junk traders. They sold her for Unkar Plut. Okay.
And I think that he's right. And I think that
What's
we've been saying
Unkar
this. He's the Simon Pegg character in Force Awakens.
And so this person, listen, they only have 9 followers. They're following 7 people. Let's see if one of those 7 people is one Christian Harloff.
Or Jedi Council?
Or Jedi Council. No.
Okay.
No, one of you. There's a guy named Richard, though.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah. Anyway, well, let's see. Well, look, like I said, maybe if you put the pieces together, it all makes sense. So maybe more people will start thinking. If there's other people screaming in the chat room, like, no, stop.
And you think we would see that in episode 9?
You'd have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to. It'd be the end. I think it's going to be long. It's a 2.5 hour movie, probably. What time we
episode
got?
9?
Yeah. What time we got?
10:35.
10:35.
Did you feel like it was later?
I did.
I did think you thought that.
I did think that.
I was. Whoa, we're going to news.
Yeah.
All
What
right,
else? What
very
else do
fast.
we got?
Well, I do want to talk about this a bit. Seymour Cassel, the star of the Wes Anderson films. No,
Who?
Seymour Cassel.
he passed away.
Oh, okay.
So let's keep it on track here.
Yeah, so.
Seymour Cassel is, remember the dad in Rushmore?
Show me a picture.
Okay.
Oh yes.
I could say yes.
He is one of my favorites in Rushmore. He's like he pops up
sucks.
everywhere. He passed away.
Oh.
I believe at the age
yeah.
of 84 as a result of complications from Alzheimer's disease, which
He was in
had to go
Tannenbaums.
with
He was
that.
in Tannenbaums also.
Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah.
He was he was
awesome.
Dusty. He was the elevator guy. That's what it was.
That sucks.
Yeah, he's one of those character actors that shows up in most everything and very well known in Wes Anderson films, but he popped up in a lot of John Cassavetes movies.
Nothing better to give your money to than research of the brain.
He was
we
also
just
in
have
Dick
not
Tracy.
figured
Yeah.
it
Thank you.
out.
I know. It's
How
the
old was he?
worst. 84.
84.
Yeah.
Still,
It is. Alzheimer's the worst. I lost both my grandfather
Yeah.
and grandmother to it, and it's just the most. It's watching them just disappear
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
as they
I
sit
was-
there in your chair is the worst thing.
Body just becomes a shell.
I was with
Yeah.
my grandfather last night who has dementia, which is different than Alzheimer's, but kind of similar in a lot of
family,
ways.
yeah.
And it's interesting, too, because it's like your brain is protecting yourself, and he is completely, like, forgotten about my mom and her passing away and whatever, and I don't remind him because it's so crazy to watch, like, what stories your brain,
Right.
but how your brain
Remembers.
rewrites itself. And I just think if you have extra money or time or whatever to donate, whether it's Alzheimer's or dementia research or brain cancer or whatever it is in the brain, we just don't effing get it yet.
Right.
And all doctors will tell you that. Like, we're 10 years away from
Yeah.
having this kind of understanding of
But they've been
what the
saying that
hell
for
is
30 years.
And they've been saying it over and over, and they just don't have the funding and they don't have the time right now to figure it out.
But
and
also,
we got to
like-
keep looking into it.
But also, too, the hard part with the brain is that unlike the heart or the liver or something like that, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Totally.
Brain has like a billion different things that you can like touch and get with, and we don't have the access to like open somebody's head and like be like, how's this feel?
Or
how's this feel?
transplant, or
Correct.
your brain's your brain,
Correct.
and I'm glad to hear that at least he lived a relatively long life, but it's
That's-
taking
yeah.
so many lives, and we've just got to spend our time and money on it because we don't get it, and it could happen to anybody.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, we'll get
it's not
to.
great.
I mean,
I can get off my soapbox
No,
now.
no,
No,
no, your
no.
soapbox. No, but it's more listening to it. It's weird because in whether it's 50, 60, 70, 80 years from now to where they have a handle on this thing, right? And then it's like,
Or
God,
if
remember
they
back.
don't,
Well, it's like
we're just-
it's like AIDS, where
right.
at the time, like, we just didn't think we would
Death
ever be able to
sentence.
figure out
Yeah,
blood.
it's
We
different.
think it's just too hard.
No, it is.
different.
It
It's a
is.
virus,
But
and this is
Completely, I'm just saying when we say we don't think we can figure something out, like at that time we had no idea what was happening, and we had to put the time and
Right.
research in. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but at some point we are going to figure
there
out.
could
what's
also be
going
someone.
on.
Because, again, they come around every 200, 300, 400 years, but an Einstein or something too. Maybe there's another one that's going to be born and hasn't been born yet in the next
Totally.
like 50, 60, 100 years from now that does figure it out. Like there's
We're talking about cloning in Star Wars,
and
but
that's
like
legit.
we don't know.
And cloning is possible. It's
Cell
just-
research,
Yeah.
Stem cell research
Yeah,
is,
man.
is stuff I know that they're trying to gear towards because there's been promising updates on
It's just
that.
the
somehow
morality and stuff.
The
The morality,
government,
exactly.
the government that thinks they should have a say in how people want to be treated.
Yeah.
And if people want to be treated some way, then they have to go to a foreign country.
Well,
You know,
that's
I mean,
also when the church gets involved too. With
Oh, totally.
morality.
100%.
So it's not as easy as
Yeah.
just plain science.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, Josh. It is totally different, but I know we can figure it out. It might be 400 years.
Right,
It really might
right.
be, but like we have to start, and this is what I spend the majority. If people wonder what do I do in my quote unquote free time, it's brain research. That's
Yeah.
like all I
Right.
spend my whole life on because obviously it affected me so much growing up. But people who haven't been affected by it yet, they have no idea when somebody's
Yeah.
brain starts to go. Same thing with ALS, Lou Gehrig's, like where it's the opposite problem, but spending money and time on these diseases that we haven't figured out, we have to.
What does Selma Blair have?
she's got MS.
MS. Yeah.
Which we've actually developed. Papa also has MS, and we've.
Who does?
My grandfather.
Oh, okay.
Papa, you know
I know, of
Papa.
course, yeah.
And so does my best friend, and so MS is something I spend a lot of time
Yeah.
on too. And we've made huge leaps and bounds.
Right.
Like you can live your whole frickin' life with MS.
That's what she said because I saw her interview that she did.
My aunt's had it for 30 years.
Yeah, and it's just
Some days are worse than others.
Papa's
but,
had it
yeah.
for 70 years.
Yeah, but it's fun.
93.
right. Yeah, because to watch
walking.
her, I wonder how her. Cause she said that sometimes her speech pattern is like it's
It
really
affects
off right
people
now. Yeah,
differently
yeah.
at different times, and it can be way worse.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said it's possible that she could kind of come back and bounce back from where she is right now. And I hope she is too, because it was kind of a very heartbreaking interview that she did.
Yeah.
And there's so many
She's so
varying
talented.
degrees
Yeah.
of it. Yeah. It's, yeah.
Well, I hope, I mean, at least with Alzheimer's research, that we can get somewhere, because just recently there was a case of HIV that they cleared out.
There's been two
of them, right? Yeah.
Ever.
And so remember when we were saying that's never going to be
Right.
cured?
They
So
cured it.
No, and it's one of the reasons why I'm so into cannabis research as well. And I'm not saying that cannabis is going to be the cure for Alzheimer's. I know people get on me about that, but like we have seen medicinal properties that do help with Alzheimer's patients, and it's about turning over every leaf, literally and
Yeah.
figuratively, to just figure out what helps, what prolongs, what can we do, anything.
Well, that's the thing with HIV treatment is, I mean, you know, anybody that has the means, which is the sad part, if you have the means, you can survive with HIV for the rest of your life. It might shorten you
Magic
a little
Johnson,
bit,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, for the most part, how medication works now is you just live with it.
Is the same thing going back to MS. The injections, Papa's injections for MS, and Papa was, he is a war vet, so he has the VA and they provide this for him, but every injection is $1,000 and he takes 2 a week.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that, you don't. Papa's 93 and walking and talking and doing all the things, but if you don't have the means, you're screwed.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So we have to figure out ways also to bring that cost down.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, a good conversation to have. Seymour Cassel gone. Again, too soon. 84 years old. It's fairly young too. I mean, I know that when you get close to 90, that's really 84 to me. When it comes down to because of Alzheimer's, to me that's young.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think my
It
dad
depends on
would
the
tell you
reason.
right now. He's like, if I can make it to 84, I'll be real happy.
Yeah, but I think that, there's a difference though too. If your dad, like if sometimes the body just kind of goes at 84, and you just kind of go in your sleep. But when your brain's kind of gone out,
That's
and
tough.
it's just
If your
different.
brain's attacking the rest of it,
Yeah, it's different. But all right,
And people are just living so much longer these days.
True.
I don't even know what life expectancy is at this point.
what?
It's gone up 5 years in the
Has it
last
really?
like 30 or 40.
Because people are eating healthier.
No, I mean medicine. Totally.
and I think the
Because
advancement
kale.
medicine,
Yeah, kale,
Thank
Full
you.
kale and
Kale.
oatmeal.
Kale and kefir. All right, what's next?
We're doing a great thing. I think it would be a
What are
good
we doing? We're doing
conversation.
a great
Get here at Collider. It's we're doing a bunch of videos on like who killed Thanos,
Okay.
or who will
kill Thanos.
Thanos. So I want to get everybody's. If you go to Collider videos, you can see everybody's answer.
But it's one long Endgame series that we're doing,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think there's 12 videos, 13 videos that we're making.
Something like that.
like
It's all different questions. Everybody gets it, and it's all cut together beautifully. But this one's really taken off. It's on our social media. You can see it at Collider videos. But who will kill Thanos
We
in
blew
Endgame?
it. We
Yeah, we
blew it.
weren't asked.
We were.
We were. I still haven't
Yeah,
seen that
you
email.
were on the emails.
I wasn't on the email.
You were.
Prove it.
All right. You want me to
Prove
do it right now?
Yeah, please. But that's what you told me last time, but you didn't show me any proof. I believe Captain America and Tony will team up together.
That's
And-
what I said.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a punch.
Well, they'll team up together. One or both will go out with Thanos.
Yes.
Most
Yeah.
likely Cap. But
what?
That's what I freaking said.
Well, I'm
On
with
the
you.
same
Good.
page.
So-
What's up? Everybody was giving me shit. Like, yeah, look at this is stupid.
No, I think it's a
do you
great
mean?
theory.
They
He
said the
said
same
he
thing to
was-
me, so we're probably just two idiots.
I'm just saying Cap. I think Cap
We're
is going to do it
BCC,
somehow.
so I can't see. It was
Exactly.
sent from Thad.
I was not included.
You are.
What do you mean I was?
I just
wasn't.
know.
It was sent to the whole Collider office. So you're
If it's
on
sent
it.
to me, it's sent to you.
Sent to me?
If it's sent to
Is
me,
that to me?
you talking to me?
You talking to who?
Talking to, huh?
Talking to what?
It's called Attention Endgame Speculation Videos Filming This Week.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I haven't checked
Let
yet.
me
but
see your email.
I haven't checked yet. I'll check during the
He's
break.
currently deleting the email.
No,
Yeah,
no, I'm not. Thad Williams. I've heard of him.
It was sent on March 25th.
March 25th. All right, I'm gonna look. What do you? So you all think that I got it?
I'd
Yeah.
like,
I do.
to point out something real
I feel
quick.
very confident in this.
And even with that rap song, that song is now back in my head, and it is sitting there festering, waiting for my mouth to open. But I will suppress it because there is animals in my head making a children's show.
What song are you talking about?
Shut the f up, Cody. I think you're great.
All right. So here's it. If I got it, then I will not say ZZ. If I did not get it, then I'm going to say it, and you have to dance to it.
No.
No.
What do you mean no? You don't want to?
You're the only one who knows the answer
I
right
know.
now. So
Yeah, that's not
So
a.
you don't want to
I'll
play
go
along?
like this.
That's not a. That's
Do
not
you
a
think
really
that I got
good-
the email?
Yes.
You're absolutely right. I got it.
Yeah, of course you did.
I don't know why I didn't say it.
I'm for sure positive that you got
Pretty
it.
sure we
you
know.
and emails, you know.
You want to know why I didn't respond to this though? I didn't
this
feel
is interesting. Why don't
confident
we-
enough
why don't
in
we
my
sh-
own abilities.
When we
When
shoot
do you
this-
think I do? Me? There's like comic book experts in this
like
room.
there were questions on.
In
Yeah,
this
and
room?
I would like to think that I'm one of
I
them
passed
more
on
for
a couple
DC,
questions.
but
So Roxy, that's why I queued it out. Who?
Don't
Wait,
give
these
away.
are,
Don't
these
give
are
away
good
the-
questions. When are we shooting this? I'd like
Don't,
to be
don't
involved.
We're
give away
shooting
the
it next
questions.
week.
Don't
Yeah.
give away the questions.
I'm not gonna read.
okay,
I'm not gonna
okay.
read what they are. I was gonna say to you guys, like question 8. I don't know.
Exactly. That's why I said I'm like I don't. I made up some kind of goofy story that seems to be the comedic relief
worked.
in all the
Why
videos.
didn't I see that? I don't know. Who knows? What's next?
I want you guys to know that Kristian and I would like to be in this video.
I don't want
so
to be in it.
Oh, cool.
All right, I'll let Thad know. All right,
Let me
next.
play my games.
Next is we have some breaking news from THR that Monsters Inc. is going to get a Disney Plus series.
Cool.
John Goodman and Billy Crystal
Wow.
are coming back. It's called Monsters at Work.
That
takes place
Ooh.
after Monsters Inc.
Out of all the
Nice.
things as far as series goes, this could absolutely be a series that they could do. And I love that they got the original voices because if Disney Plus wasn't a thing, they probably could have done this on their Disney. They did a lot of the Lion Guard had a show, right? Which is
Right.
a spin-off of The Lion King. Didn't have any of the main voices in it, but anyway, the point is you can now that you have Disney Plus and you have that kind of money and you can get the talent to do it. What a great idea for a series! I think that'd be awesome to show the kids. Love that.
You have kids.
Yeah. So you wouldn't watch it?
Oh, this is not for me.
You don't like? Do you not like Monsters Inc?
No, I did.
Oh.
Mike Wazowski. I think that Monsters Inc. is totally like. I love going to see Disney movies because they're done in 100 minutes and that was your life. I'm not gonna every
You're not
week
gonna
watch
wait
a
for the
Monsters Inc. series.
Right, unless you had kids.
I will say
Yeah.
this.
So I think it's great. Also, it's just not for me.
All right, understood.
So I got.
I'm gonna be a dick about it.
I get hell on Twitter or whatever because I never talk about anime on TV Talk or animation, whatever. I mean, listen, if it's not Family Guy, Archer, like the adult animation stuff, people, it's all adult. Okay, great, whatever. I will say this. This is kind of cool. Monsters Inc. I love it. It's always fun. But this weekend, my little niece was over, and she was watching this show called Spirit, which is a DreamWorks animation show. It's about like this
Is it like
small
Spirited
town-
Away?
Like no. It's like about the horse, like the horse
Oh,
show,
okay.
and it's about these kids and their horses and like living on the plains and whatever. I think it might take place in like the early 1900s. I'm not sure, but
And you
it's
love
it's I watched 2 episodes with her, and I was like, it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that's like that's like
They're
my.
living on the plains, Josh.
Living on the
plains
plains.
of what?
I don't know, maybe like North Dakota, South Dakota,
That's
Nebraska.
like my wife. She watches. So Henry Danger is a show that my daughter watches all the time on Nickelodeon, right? And my wife, a lot of these shows she can't take.
Right.
But she's this
like
one.
Thomas the Train.
It's a train engine.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
But the whole thing with this is that
It's actually just train.
I'm gonna come at you.
yeah. Look, the whole point is that she really liked Henry Danger and thought it was funny. So
Okay.
moving on.
Henry Danger.
Go ahead.
That was
It was
right.
funny.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead, Mark.
Couldn't help it.
Couldn't
My
help
bad.
it. It was funny. Go.
Oh, hold on. Where am I going here?
No one knows.
Yeah.
What other Pixar show series movie would you
What
want to
is
see?
that from? Sorry,
Wait,
Roxy,
is it catchy? Isn't it?
what is this
Hold on.
from?
Hold on. See if you catch it.
Is this,
See if you can guess it.
is this from 50 First Dates?
No.
Maybe.
Grown Ups too?
Listen to the
Blended?
lyrics. You want to listen to the lyrics?
That's all I got.
That's all you got. Okay. Well, you have to figure it out.
No. Tell me.
No.
Cody?
Are you hearing the motherfucking in there or no?
No.
Okay.
I thought it was just
You know
like,
what this is?
No, but I knew that it wasn't what he was guessing based off of that.
I didn't hear that MF and I thought it was like a la la mama hee.
And you
I
thought
it was like a
Terry-
Hawaiian
oh,
song.
yeah.
Yeah. Like Terry Crews and Blended or something like that.
Blended.
It's you or something?
Very good.
Yeah, but I don't know for.
It's from my band No Rhyme No Reason with DJ on beats. We have like 5 songs, and that was our catchy one.
It's really good.
It's really good. We
DJ
had
Goldberg, the
yeah.
best.
His nickname was Sassoon.
Sassoon.
Yeah, and he had the hat on the back, and he played the guitar, and we got stoned out of our faces, put on this wig, and we did a whole album. and we split it onto videos.
Oh,
And we
my
need more.
God.
Yeah, we have a bunch. No rhyme, no reason.
We have an Alex Marzonia original coming to Collider.
Oh.
Very soon.
Collider?
I heard to Collider. It's going to be a first
ever heard of
comedy
it?
first comedy music video we've done here, maybe in my time. And I'm
Can
pretty
I
psyched about it.
come?
I don't think so, Roxy. Not gonna lie.
But
What
that's
is
my
it?
jam.
Actually, you know what? I will after this. I will give you an option and see if
Pitch
you
me.
want. Okay.
You should get David
Pitch
B
me,
involved.
choose me,
or
love
one of these
me.
guys.
We got Alex involved,
Hey,
and it's
Alex.
good. It's real good.
Are you in it?
Yeah, I'm the lead in it.
Why am I not in it?
Because I wrote the lyrics.
Is there a
it's not
girl
about
part?
you. No,
Can we write one?
maybe.
What if it is about me?
It might be just like a little thing.
So you're going
like a
back to
little
your
push.
roots.
It's a little bit of
2009.
a roots. Yeah. This
I
was
still
an
want
idea.
to do the other thing.
I know, but it's been done. That's a problem.
Wow, look at you guys talking about it on air. It's great radio. All right, what's up?
Wait, is Alex not here today?
No, he's in
What would you like?
He's already in Chicago?
What would you rather have, motherfucking E or ZZ?
Oh, that.
Yeah,
That's,
it's called the chance encounter.
Of course it is. I have a video of me and like 4 buddies in college. Two of my buddies were like really good guitar players, and I could play the keyboards, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. We have this video of us just like jamming out, and me in the background with like a fedora, sunglasses, just going like.
Yeah, that's
it.
If you just bring up, don't
Can
bring
I
up
be
the
in
whole.
that one, or-
It's
Yeah,
already
you don't need to bring
dis-
up the actual.
been
Bring up an
dismembered.
8-year-old kid, but not you don't have to play the actual video, but just to see the outfit. This is like I'm telling you, we had a blast. We thought it was the best thing ever. What happened? Something big? News
Yes,
break?
this is the best.
What happened?
Because
Can
I
we talk
love
about it?
this story so much. Yes, absolutely.
What is
Just
it?
queuing
Bring
up
it
the news.
Bring up the news.
Oh, okay, it's Felicity Huffman.
Oh yeah, going to the can.
She pled guilty. She apologizes with shame over the elite school thing.
Makes sense because her husband's in Shameless.
Yeah.
Burned!
Oh, and Lori Loughlin as well. They could face jail time.
Right?
They're
They
facing
won't.
up to 5 years.
No,
Yeah, they won't. In a
They'll
country
do-
club.
They'll pay a huge fine and
Yeah.
do 150 to 200 hours
Community
community
service,
service.
that's it.
Maybe more.
If
There's
I'm
no shot.
driving
No
on
way.
the 405 and I see Lori Loughlin
You hit it with a
picking
bag
up
of duty?
trash on the side of the road, I'm having mixed feelings.
Really?
No, you wouldn't throw duty at it.
No.
No, she's gonna do like some high-end community service where she goes and does like Habitat for Humanity or
Right.
something like that. She's not doing DUI.
Which
clean up
which
the
celebrity would you
highway.
throw duty at?
I don't know.
If you saw someone picking up on the road.
I
If
don't
there's
think
a-
I would ever throw duty at anybody.
Well, what if you had to? There's only one celebrity that's picking
So I
up.
have duty and I have like a rubber glove, so I don't have to touch
Yeah.
it. Okay.
But you can hit the celebrity
Hit
on the
the
side of
one
the road.
celebrity?
On the side of the road, though, and it's someone who committed a crime. This person committed a crime. It could be anybody, any celebrity that committed a crime, and you want to hit him with a piece of duty.
Kobe?
Kobe Bryant? I mean, he did rape somebody.
No means no. And also, like, Boston.
Oh yeah.
All of Boston.
Doesn't like him? Oh.
That is really tough. I guess if I knew and they had a sign on the back of their shirt and they said, I wrote the theme song to,
Right.
I would throw duty at them.
Duty at the ZZ guys. All right, cool. All right,
Or the Cars for Kid guys. Yeah.
Cody, you got an opinion on this?
No, I want to know what he's talking about. What song?
Oh, what
I'll
song?
play it if you bring it up.
No, it's cool.
Jewish
You
one.
don't. Yeah, it's not. Don't worry about it. It's
Jubilee.
it's actually called Chance Encounter.
Chance again.
Yeah.
Did you find the actual picture so I can show Josh what it looks like? It's you always put rhyme. It's RYNE.
Rhine? No reason?
His name was Ryan Alec, the main character. It was Ryan Alec, so it was no
Wait,
Ryan.
were you Ryan
Yes.
Alec?
Video, just put videos, maybe it pops up.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, you know what? I think you put the comma after. Yeah, she's probably just straight. There you go. That
It
should
is
work.
rhyme or rhyme?
Now put a chance encounter instead. Maybe it comes. I don't know how it fucking comes up.
Is it
anymore.
Rhine or rhyme?
Rhine?
So
no
he-
Rhine.
so this is
R-Y-N-E?
RYNE.
Yeah,
no
like Ryan
Rhine.
Sandberg?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
R-Y. So that is what he had.
Yeah, but you got to take an 8-year-old kid. He's having a problem.
Still got
with that. He's
8-year-old kid out there.
There he is.
Oh man.
so
Let me see this.
This is yeah.
Why was 8-year-old kid?
look at Sassoon in the back.
So funny.
It's 3,000 views.
Yeah.
Rock
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Well, that was a long time ago.
Right.
I mean,
Like
I'll
Frank
put-
Productions director Tim McCoof.
Yeah.
Was this at the Edinburgh place?
This is in Blackburn.
Blackburn. Yeah,
which
yeah.
has now been torn down.
Has it really?
Yeah, that whole
But
thing.
bring up the actual videos. I want to see if whatever channel. I don't even know what channel this is. Right hand man. I don't even know what that is.
Click on the link to MySpace. I think we can get some timely information there.
So let's see. Oh yeah, that's Burke with Kaiser, Tim McCoof.
What's Tim McCoof?
That's a character that
Go ice cream for real.
Oh yeah, put the ice cream for real. Put
That's
that.
got 606 views.
All right, let's try that. Turn it up for a second.
When
I
is
don't
this
remember
uploaded?
one.
Hit it.
Oh, 2007 or something.
Bunch of dorks.
This is a guy drinking a Stella
Yeah.
with a straw hat.
Look at my hair. It's amazing.
Where'd you get that wig?
I don't know.
Did you get a good
Winkleman,
Halloween
maybe?
store?
We were stoned out of our minds, and this
Wait,
is
are you
all
thinking it's-
improv.
oh.
All improv, and not that that's impressive.
DJ in the back
Yeah,
with that.
he was playing with.
Got a phone call on a sunny day. Picked up the phone.
His name is Scooter, by the way.
Scooter.
Yeah.
It was Scooter. This is what you said.
Dude,
He had no idea what we were saying.
You're
What?
going full Bob Dylan?
Yes, that was the point.
I said I've got a sweet tooth. I don't want no baby Ruth. I want some ice cream. Give me some ice cream.
Holy shit.
Oh, tell us.
So
Look,
good.
are we stoned out of our fucking minds? I have
You got cargo
shorts.
shorts on. Oh man, nothing like good guitar and cargo shorts takes me back to like a
Sassoon.
Dave Matthews.
Motherfucking Sassoon. So anyway, yeah, this is the one I thought was really gonna pop.
These are the
This one was gonna go places.
This was.
His favorite motherfucking.
I don't know.
This is the one where I'm gonna be like, hey, Vivian, I'm not sure. You're 12 now. I think you're of age. I'm gonna show your dad. I'm gonna
No
show
rhyme, no
I'm gonna
reason.
show
Yeah.
you no rhyme, no
We were
reason.
gonna take this to the improv. Like, so by the way,
Yeah.
Yara Martinez, who's gonna come in,
Yeah.
he's on the tick, was dating my roommate at the time. So
I think it's great.
thank you.
It's so fun.
Oh yeah, we did like 6 songs, and there's that.
Because I can't tell how you guys feel about it, but I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Your use of MFer is real solid. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
thank you.
It's well done.
Motherfucking Sassoon. And well, because we had a whole backstories for these characters and everything too. We just stuck a camera up, got stoned, and sat down.
man.
It was really stupid and
That's
fun.
great.
But I don't know where an 8-year-old kid is. I don't
What
know.
was
why I
your
can't find
character's
it.
name?
Ryan.
Oh,
He's no rhyme, no reason.
you're
It's
Ryan.
his-
Welcome to the show,
Yeah,
Roxy.
so Ryan,
I thought you were.
he started it, so it's no rhyme, no reason. It was Sassoon.
we
Yeah.
legitimately said he was Ryan.
Yeah, we believe.
I was listening.
The backstory was that Sassoon was magic.
Oh, yeah.
and that he could, he's this kind of magical character. And then my buddy Scoots, who we've been running with for forever. It was
How come
Scoots
the
and
name
Ryan.
of the band is about just you?
Because he's like me. He's a. If yesterday proved anything, he's an egomaniac. So that's what he is.
Why am I not in the video?
You were like 6.
Yeah, exactly. you showed a picture of yourself, what you look like in 2006 on Instagram stories yesterday. You wouldn't be allowed here.
No, I think
You
you
don't
were.
know that.
Yeah, you were what? You were probably like 18
Whatever.
years old. or
I
something?
liked beer. It's fine.
18. She was born in like 1993.
91.
This wasn't.
91.
This was 2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Early YouTube. I'll tell you what. Let me
Oh
tell
my
you something.
This is
God. I
before
was in high
Schmoes. This is before
school.
because
I
I was
can
all this.
hang.
I sent this to everyone. Like all
Because you thought it was amazing.
all my contacts that I have. I'm talking about big contacts. Got these videos. 'Cause I'm like, this is the one I'm gonna go. I didn't know anything about YouTube. I'm like, I'm gonna make it viral. And the one that got viral is that one I showed you. It got 3,000 views. And like, you said, oh, that's good back then. And then found Schmoes. But like,
Let me tell you something.
I was still in comedy. I was doing comedy all the time.
If
What were
this
you
was-
going for?
This
No,
nonsense.
I'm saying like when you had dreams, were you like, I'm gonna be a YouTube star?
Nah, not really. I just
Not when you had
Dave
dreams,
Matthews.
you still have dreams.
YouTube to me was just an outlet to be stupid like this, and
So you just wanted to make things.
I just wanted to do things because we said we were sitting around. I think I had a set at the Comedy Store that night, so I was sitting around and I was with these guys, and I said, "Why don't we just let's just turn the camera on? We'll just do stupid things." And I said, "I'll do like a Bob Dylan voice."
It was perfect Bob Dylan.
Yes, and there was 8-year-old kids. Is it a wheels? Hit a man on the wheel? Is it how to wheel? And that's basically what his voice would be.
Let me just say this. If you guys had put like 10% of production value into this,
Yeah.
besides this,
Oh, you could do some fun with it.
it would be great.
Yeah,
What was your name?
Okay. That was
Got
good.
it. That was good. That was good.
Scoots, we can't find. I don't know where Scoots is.
Scoots
I could get Sassoon back though.
Is Scoots like in Blow when they're like, I don't know what happened to Tuna?
Yeah, you don't know where Scoots is. First, I had to get him. On the road for the first time. He was like, if they were going to do a movie about No Rhyme No Reason, he was the one that had to be convinced to come back.
You know when you were living in this house, right?
Yeah.
In Blackburn.
I was next door, but yeah.
I lived, 3 blocks away on West 4th and
But you
Sweetser.
didn't know each other, right?
Did not
No.
know each other, right? And I had 2 roommates who I did not get along with because
Not Sassoon and Scoots.
not Sassoon and Scoots. But sometimes I would come home from work late because I was bartending at the time, and they would be having like full jam sessions, and I knew they were stoners. But the weirdest thing about them, so like dudes walk around with no shirt on, like just shorts, no shirt all the time, whatever. These guys walked around with shirts, but just their underwear. Like it was a total flip of the thing, right? So I'd come home and they have these jam sessions, just the 2 of them in their underwear and like a Bugs Bunny T-shirt, and it was bad. Like this is funny.
Yeah.
They were just going like, "This sounds like Beatles." I'm like,
it
doesn't.
they were trying to be for real.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go to break, but before we go to break, Cody, play the first part of Chance Encounter, so you know actually where you have reference from it. Go back, and then we'll take it out. This is Ice Cream, yeah, and this is the beginning. This is our big hit with 3,903.
Scoots is crushing.
Scoots is the best. Look at him moving.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Set it up.
There you go.
This is you sent to like people at Paramount.
Yes.
Like,
Warner Brothers. Greg Silverman got this.
Is this the whole
So
lyrics?
amazing. Here we go. Watch this. This is the beginning.
Walking down the block one day, and I saw her. She turned my life into one big cosmic blur. Walked up to her, I said, one day after mass.
This is kind of Dave
Listen up.
Matthews-y.
Looked at her, said, baby, I'd like to eat your ass.
It's a whole story. It's a whole
What
story.
happens?
She was crazy. We go to the hotel part and then I'll let you
So
go.
I got to the hotel, and I ripped off my pants.
Look at Scoots.
He's got a Tampa jersey on.
Hi there, said, come on, fucker, let's dance. She put out her boobs, was grabbing them like this. Said all kind of kinky shit. Wanted me to piss on her.
Ryan was a freak. There you go. All right. Oh, my Lord. So, guys, that's our show.
Maybe don't show this one to Viv. I
To
don't know,
Viv, no,
yeah.
it's not gonna get this one. It was, we went.
She can do the ice cream one.
The ice cream one, the 8-year-old kid. The 8-year-old kid was a fucked up 8-year-old kid, but this crazy 8-year-old kid who was running around smashing people with hammers. So Ryan was a weirdo. All right, when we get back, we're gonna talk about guess what? Shazam 2 is in development. Go get those LPs for the no reason.
Yeah.
It's available on Tower Records now. We'll be back.
Hey, Collider fans, John Roca here. Look that behind me. There it is. Collider Sports. That's right. That is happening. We've got some great programming on there already. For those of you that have already watched, thanks so much. We got so much coming down the pike. We're talking about NFL. We're going to talk about NBA. There's plans about NHL. Golf is in the equation now. And, of course, the Premier League show that I host with Jack Hind, that's been in motion for the last couple of weeks. And then an MMA show is on the way from Dennis Zhang, me, and Jay Williams. All those things are happening here at Collider. And look, we want to hear from you, so we want you to listen. We want you to watch. If you're a sports fan, even if you're not a sports fan, we might entertain you, teach you something new about a sport that you may not have known much about, or maybe so deep into it that you wanted to learn even more about it. We've got you covered. You can do that. Follow us on iTunes and on YouTube. You can there watch all the shows or listen to all the shows that you want, and then leave us comments and rate the shows as well and review them. And then let us know what other sports you want us to cover. Look, we're not touching rugby. I'll just tell you that right now. That's as far out as we'll go, or cricket. But maybe in the future, if we go Collider worldwide, that's certainly a possibility. But for right now, Collider Sports is there for you. Take a look at it, take a watch, let us know what you think.
Oh, hi guys. It's Marie here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. Ugh.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes.
Wow.
And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out. We talk about what we hope is coming out. We do fantasy casting of things that should exist. Why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things. And every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy in print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital. I'll forgive you. As long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print, keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting. We can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try to
can catch it every Wednesday.
That are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Reilly here, and let me tell you about the Reilly Roundtable. That's right, they gave Reilly his own podcast. The Reilly Roundtable is on its new home. It drops every Thursday. The Reilly Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right, the Reilly Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff podcast feed, and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Reilly Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We're going to talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time. And we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
Is this No Rhyme, No Reason?
This is the newest track from the No Rhyme, No Reason album.
What happened to 8?
I couldn't find it.
Oh.
Welcome back, everybody, to Collider Live. In just a little bit, we're going to have the legendary film critic Leonard Maltin in studio, which is really awesome.
What do you think he would think of your...
No Rhyme, No Reason? Probably give a big thumbs down.
Big thumbs down.
We don't know that for sure until we play it.
I don't want to do that. I want to see if he knows ZZ.
Do you want to send it to Warner Brothers, though?
I did send it to Warner Brothers.
I've only met Leonard Maltin one time, and it was awesome. It was with John Schnepp.
Yeah.
And we were walking out of... It was a movie like 2 years ago or something. We went to see it at the Grove, and Leonard Maltin's walking out, and Schnepp's like, hey, it's Leonard Maltin. And he was like, get my picture with him. I was like, cool. So he walked up to him and he's like, can I get your picture?
Oh, they didn't know each other?
No. He's like, can I get my picture with you? And he's like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And takes a picture. And then I take it. And then Leonard Maltin walks off and I never got the chance to take a picture with
Were you not there
Leonard
when he was
Maltin.
there at the live event?
No.
Oh, shoot.
That was the one live event I missed.
Oh,
Well,
man.
2 live events
yeah,
now.
He came to the live event, and it was like...
I mean, I've met Jesse a bunch of times.
Yeah, but when he was there, it was really cool because we did that thing that, in boxing they do, like during the break, you'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, the crowd tonight is, and we pointed out some of the champions that were there, but then we said, and Leonard Maltin, standing ovation for the entire sold out.
Yeah.
I was there.
It was, oh, you were there. Okay, yeah. It was.
I'm so glad again you remember.
You know how many people are at these things that I don't remember?
Have I not established today that it's very clear to me that the world is setting
Around
and
you.
rising
Yeah.
around me,
Sure.
and
You made
that
it
I
here,
should be
but
in
you made
all
it here
of the
today.
videos
Yeah.
at all the time.
Congratulations that you made it here today. Did you get
It's
lost?
a joke, guys. It's a f***ing joke.
No,
Okay,
it's not a joke.
joke.
Tan blonde.
Make a joke.
What's that noise?
You tried. It was a good effort.
Oh,
it was like female Borat.
I make a joke.
That's
My
a good-
wife, she
no,
did.
Don't pretend that's a character that existed because it was terrible. You pretend that it is someone new.
Make a joke.
Yeah, what, make yolk? Is that what you're doing here? You're making yolks?
Yosh.
People were yesterday. There was conversations in the Facebook group about what soundbites have been lost and forgotten, and Yosh was one of those.
But you want to know why that one hasn't been? Josh and I in the office say it frequently walking around.
Oh, Cody just gives it up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cody.
It's kind of wandering.
Yeah, is this really? Yeah, he's gonna go nuts. This is the question for Cody though, because Cody, do you just get bored of them sometimes, or do you just?
Nah, I have a lot.
You have a lot.
So
You just
if
play-
I
you have
miss
new
the
toys.
moment,
How does it
if
work?
I'm like scrolling down and I
Right.
miss it, and I'm like, fuck it.
Right.
Do you have to like memorize number 36 is Yosh?
No, I got them in alphabetical order. So
Right.
just-
So you
So
just
Y is all the way down.
right, because if you miss the moment's gone, and
Yeah.
that's true. What are your favorites right now? Because Garbage is kind of taking a back seat.
I mean, Ben's always my favorite.
yes, you
Ben's
love
really
you
good.
love Ben.
I love that one.
What is Ben from again? Is that from
It's from
that?
a YouTube video.
YouTube
Oh,
video.
okay.
I've been
It's
loving
his favorite.
the,
We didn't do it.
Which one?
the
The
show
goat?
that must not be named. I've been loving that one.
You like that one?
Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. I love the Shia LaBeouf one. Anything? No.
No, yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
I'm too afraid.
I like the Shia LaBeouf one because you use it in great moments to where it becomes motivational as that video is intended to be. Thank you so much.
I think it's also good because we're not doing it right when it happened. It's
Right.
been years now, and,
Yeah.
we're bringing it back.
It's good to bring it back.
It's always good to bring that
Now
one
it's
back.
like
It's a favorite.
overalls.
It should be. That's a great YouTube video.
It's our
Right.
favorite.
It's my favorite.
You don't want to overdo it.
And
because
making
it's the problem with like Zoobilee Zoo or something. I'm sorry, I had to do it once. All right.
I love it.
Yeah, do that.
The nun picture.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Picture of the nun.
I'm with
Look who just beat the shit out of the picture of the nun.
Wait, but also, why is that the dustiest frame that ever lived?
It's supposed to be
It's supposed to
dusty
be
because it
dusty.
became dusty because of the
it's the
stupid
nun.
nun.
It's an assault.
Am I really the one you're mad at?
Yes. No.
No, that's on me.
Look inside yourself.
Yeah, that's on me.
Yosh.
I did
Look
it.
inside.
Yosh. Okay, Yoshi.
Yeah.
So let's get to this news. Shazam 2 already what's wrong?
Roma
Josh
2 is
gets
it?
home and his wife's
Roma
like,
too,
"Why
yeah.
are your hands all bleeding and cut up?" And he's like, "Well, I punched a picture of the
Yeah.
nun because Kristian said."
Do you bring that back home? That song? Have you talked about
Never.
the song?
No.
She doesn't know it
I
exists.
can't bring it home.
You can't bring it. It's like opening Pandora's
Yeah.
box.
I just
Right.
looked
Just-
at his hand. It's like not going to be cut up.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. I
Yeah.
broke off my knee a little bit. It's
Yeah.
not big.
All right. Well, let's move on. Shazam.
Yeah.
Number 2. It's already
Yeah.
in development.
Yeah.
And the movie has. It came out, right? Or it comes out.
I gotta go
it came
see
out.
this.
Came out this
How did it
weekend.
do?
It did really well. It
What
did,
did it do?
Neither of you have seen it, right?
Yeah, I
We
haven't
didn't even
seen
talk
it.
about the box office. What did it
Yeah,
do?
it's 53 million.
53.
Let me get that up real quick.
What was it projected to do?
It was about 50 million.
Okay.
So
hit
did
projections.
it? Yeah, hit projections a little bit above. Did really well overall worldwide.
DC.
158 worldwide.
Okay, good.
Whopping 102 million at the foreign box office in its debut.
big.
So it's 158 million worldwide, and
They said
What
let's
was
do
the
number
budget
2.
on Shazam? Do we know?
It can't
It
have
was
been that-
lower.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
because Zach
think
Levi's
it
not going
was
to cost you
80
that much in his
million.
first movie.
Hold on, it's here. I believe it was 80 million.
Yeah, that's cheap for a superhero movie. That's really cheap. Because again, Zach Levi probably wasn't. He's your biggest name in the movie.
Sure.
Didn't
Mark
cost him-
Strong.
but still, he's not going to demand that much money
Yeah.
for.
A couple million.
Yeah.
Each of them probably got.
Probably.
I mean, Zach probably got 5. He probably got 2.
I would say that's probably accurate. And then it's not like you're doing
No idea.
30, 40, 50 million for like Avengers style
Sure.
yet. It's
And I bet
they
this
haven't gotten
weekend
there
it'll
yet.
still do about 25.
Yeah.
You know?
It might have some.
It might even have 3 weeks at number 1 until we get to Endgame.
I'm actually surprised
so.
that it did 53.
Well, no,
I thought it
Hellboy's
would-
coming out.
Oh, Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear it's so.
Really?
I'm going tonight, so
You
I
are
don't
seeing
know
it
that.
tonight. Yeah,
But
I'm missing
I
it.
hear.
Is there an embargo on it?
Yeah, until tomorrow. I can talk because I haven't seen it.
Right.
So
You hear it, so.
yeah. Tomorrow the embargo's up right actually at Showtime, so I can talk about it on show.
Okay.
I want David Harbour. I know
blow
that
up?
yes.
Yeah.
He is the coolest.
Yeah. Did you meet him at the? Oh no, you were here.
I met him
at
at
the comic book shop.
I met him at the junket for Stranger Things season 1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him during Stranger Things stuff as well.
Seems like a good dude.
And I thought he was
Just
a
the
doll.
coolest. Yeah.
Which we'll see. And so we're going to root for him and hope the movie does well. But Shazam did well, and now you're getting a sequel. And they announced it that they're
Yeah, so
working on
the
it.
wrap.
Is it greenlit,
this is
though? Or is it development?
It's not green. Development. So Henry Gayden, who wrote Shazam, is coming back now to write the sequel. And the filmmaking team of David F. Sandberg and Peter Safran are also expected to return.
Yeah,
So
which
the
makes sense.
director will
That's
come
probably
back.
at this point that's in the contract.
This is all a duh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's in the contract at that point. It's like if the movie does X amount of dollars, you guys are going to be back for the sequel.
Right.
So now they know.
And not only that, like, okay, let's just say it does a little worse.
Yeah.
Still, the word of mouth on it and like the positive reaction from the fans on it is so much so that they're like, why wouldn't we just do a second one, right? Even with this, I would imagine even if it was like 20 million less worldwide, they'd still be like, let's go, let's do it.
Well, look at Aquaman. Aquaman didn't open past 100 million, but because it was so crowded, and then that thing had legs. I think the same thing's happening
here. Did it make $1 billion? That movie?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It made $1 billion. I'm not saying that Shazam's going to make $1 billion,
But it's got legs.
But it's gonna. I think it's going to have legs because
actually
of the
think-
same reactions. Aquaman positive.
Yeah.
People going. Word of mouth and keeps going.
Also, remember that they did that Fandango early release thing too. You guys know what I'm talking about. So a ton of people were able to see this before opening night.
Oh yeah.
I think it was 53 million domestic
And he did
opening
screenings
weekend,
of
and
it,
then
right.
58 million with those pre-screens.
So closer to 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Way to go, Shazam.
Makes a lot of sense, and the movie got a lot, and it got a lot of buzz from critics and stuff too. So I think that it's makes sense.
I will say though, when this first got announced, which was like Phase 4, like this was a while
When
ago.
they announced,
I feel like we were still at AfterBuzz.
oh, you're
like,
saying we're doing schmoes.
It was like Shazam back in. I mean,
I think it's probably Phase 5.
they kept talking about it, and I kept being like, "Why are they remaking the Shaq movie?"
This
right?
movie-
Which was Kazam.
This movie was announced about 4 years ago.
See,
4
yeah,
years
so
ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Which meant we were.
2015.
Yeah. So
And it was announced
I start
alongside The Rock.
right,
Right. Because he's going to show up in the sequel. You got to assume.
He is Black Adam.
Yeah, because
He
I didn't realize
teased.
he was a producer on the movie.
Yeah, he was teasing. Rock put out a video. He's hinting at they're going to start Black Adam in like 2020.
Yeah.
awesome. But so I'm talking about Shazam, and my brother goes, "They're remaking the Shaq movie,"
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, "There you go,
Kazam,
Big Bang
yeah.
Boom, yeah, Kazam,
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, there was not a lot of people who knew what this was when it was coming.
Yeah.
yeah."
Which is crazy because the character's been around for so long.
But the trailer plays so well to the non-superhero
That's right.
comic book
You
fan.
don't feel like you need to have read these comics or anything.
No.
You get the premise because they sell it on big as a superhero movie,
Totally.
and they deliver on that promise.
I think
so.
that you're gonna love it.
I
Josh.
bet.
Oh, yeah,
I think
you will.
Reilly, you're really gonna like it. But
Oh.
Josh, I think that this is like the superhero
I'm sure.
movie
Yeah.
tailored to you.
I agree.
I can tell
This
by
might
the trailer.
be. This might be because everybody's calling it big superhero.
Yeah.
Like this is like big the movie. This is my type of movie.
Cool.
I know. I think I based on everybody's reaction here, I can kind of.
I think you'll like it
line
a
up.
lot. I think he'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think I'm gonna love it.
I think you're gonna really enjoy it, but you can go with some deeper cuts, and there's not. And not that Josh can't in life, but for this specific genre,
I can do some deep cuts in life there,
He
buddy.
could cut his hand up when he punched that nun picture.
oh, but for this kind of thing, like you could just be so casually a fan of any part of the genre and love this.
No, I mean I can tell. I can tell that I'm gonna like it because Amanda wants to see it just as much as I want to see it, and we have like the same taste in silly comedies when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I love Zach Levi, not because of Chuck, because I love Chuck, and I've loved everything that he's done, right? But when he saved my ass at that Comic-Con party, that was the coolest
What
thing.
happened?
Right.
Well, it was the Comic-Con party. It was like 3 years ago at Nerd HQ. The DJ kept being like, "Don't get up on there. Don't get up on there." don't get up on there. And I
Don't
kept,
get up on.
It was like next to the DJ booth there was a stage,
Okay.
and nobody was allowed up on there. And I kept jumping up on the stage.
Such a Roxy thing.
Yeah, I know.
But that one's warranted.
That's
I think.
warranted.
Yeah, it was
No, that's warranted.
I didn't know if this was a verbal thing.
No, it was fair. It's
No.
just a youth. It was just a very you question.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Don't get up there.
Yeah.
Don't get up there. Come on, don't get up there. And I
getting
kept
up there.
I kept getting up there and like dancing and come back, and then all of a sudden like 2 security guards grabbed me, and Zachary Levi was like, "He's fine. He's fine. It's my party. He's fine." And I was like, "Thanks, man. I appreciate that." They told me not to get up there, but you know. And he was like, "I know, it's cool." And I walked away. It was great.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, no, he hooked us up with a few of those parties.
Yeah, he
that
did.
year.
It was
That
great.
awesome.
That's cool.
And the movie is out, so go and check it out. Shazam, and now Shazam 2 is in development. They'll probably announce the green light on that within a month or two.
Yeah.
Why
anything
not?
else?
There's some breaking news actually.
My name is Kazam. I got the whole
Oh,
Nice,
plan.
Cody.
To the man, 'cause I'm
Yeah,
the son
Cody.
of Sam.
Nice. I like what you're doing there, kid. Move over, David B. and Matt.
I met Shaq once.
Did you?
The coolest.
So big.
He could pick you
Giant.
up like this.
I met him at my local mall. Remember
Oh,
when
yeah?
he was on the Celtics for a season?
Yep.
I ran right
I
into
forgot
Shaq.
about that.
So I ran into
That's the end
him.
of his
Then
career.
Cavs.
No, I
Yeah.
ran into him at a club, and he literally, I went, poof,
It's like a wall.
and I looked up, and he
literally
went,
ran.
"Excuse me, little man," and literally picked me up and moved me aside so we could walk. And I went, and it was the heyday
That's
of the
awesome.
Lakers, and I was like, "That was the coolest thing
Yeah.
ever."
Without
saw-
a doubt, the biggest person I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah.
I saw Jordan at a club one time in Vegas because we used to go to Vegas. I was lucky enough, a friend of mine who has since passed away, but he used to fly myself and my buddy Adam Winkleman out to Vegas. Like we would go again. This is single me, 2005, 2006, going to Vegas like every weekend, staying in hotels for free and everything comped. So we used to go to these clubs, and I remember just walking through this club. There was a big event every weekend. I didn't know there's always celebrities there, so I'm walking by and like, yeah, whose event this for? And I make a right, and like a king, sitting on the back with a cigar in his mouth, surrounding everybody, is just Jordan. I walked in the booth, I'm like, and I just kind of didn't say anything. He's just like, how's it going? I'm like, just walked up. It was like Chris Farley when he's interviewing those guys. It's like, remember that one time when you were sick and you hit that shot and still won the game? Yeah, I remember.
To me, still, he is the biggest of all time.
Greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know that there's
even a
arguments
question.
for other, but
Yeah, he's the best of
it's,
all time.
I
He's Babe
don't know
Ruth
if it
of-
will ever not be him.
Yeah, he's the greatest.
You
There's
can
no doubt.
argue all you want. It's never.
No, because the thing is, it's very similar to like when you try to put like Ali and like Tyson. They fought in different eras.
Totally.
And Jordan played in a different era where the game was just there were so many legends back then playing. I think there are great players right now. I don't know how many legends are playing right now, but like there were legends playing when Jordan, he was still winning 6 championships.
It's about how he carried himself too.
Yeah.
And his image and what
Yeah.
he did with everything. Like
Yeah, he was the best. There's
He's
no doubt
the
about
best.
it. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's a lot of everything. We got any more
Well,
news
I want to
still?
mention this. Netflix is in talks to acquire the historic Egyptian theater in Hollywood.
Oh wow! So make
they're-
it their own theater.
Yeah,
Look,
make
that's-
it move to
tell,
full.
Tell Steven Spielberg to be quiet.
Yeah, further bolster its reputation as an ally for theatrical distribution. Early talks to purchase it, and it comes from Deadline. And looks
Riley,
like,
would this be their first?
Theater.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess so. Let me look.
I mean, they have these
It
awesome
just-
screening rooms at the Netflix building,
But it's different. Yeah,
it's
but
different.
to buy, that's probably an answer to Spielberg.
So I saw the Super Bowl at the Egyptian Theater 3 years ago. So a buddy of mine was friends with the guy who like ran the Egyptian Theater. And he's like, "You guys should come watch the Super Bowl at the Egyptian Theater." I was like, "Sounds amazing." There was 20 of us in the Egyptian
Was it
Theater
a
watching the
ticketed
Super Bowl.
event? No,
No,
no.
it's just he
That's
opened
cool.
to the private. We ordered pizzas,
That's
had
awesome.
beers and drinks.
Oh man, that's fun.
It's the coolest thing. Yeah, it was awesome.
What a great way to watch.
No, that is a cool thing, but I don't think it's as cool as what we're about to do here because we are going to be able to talk to the legend himself, Leonard Maltin. That's right. Leonard Maltin and his daughter Jessie are going to be in studio. We're going to go to break. When we get back, we'll have the Maltins in studio. Collider Lab.
Hello there. No, it's not late to the party. That's actually from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You didn't know that? Well, you should, and now you do. Jedi Council, what is it? It's about Star Wars, obviously. It's Jedi Council. Every week, the latest and greatest in Star Wars movie news. Myself and Ken Knapsack, that's right, the pit boss himself. We have a guest on, and we talk about everything happening in the world of Star Wars. If it's the movie news, the TV news, canon news, comic books, games. And then we take questions from you guys on Facebook and Twitter. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm still excited talking about it. The fan base is coming together again. I believe it is. I think it is. I hope it is. And we're talking Star Wars, so we'd like you. That's right, all of you. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, come on over and join us every Thursday for Collider Jedi Council here on Collider Video. And we have an Apple Podcast feed or Podcast One, wherever you want to go if you listen to podcasts. And not only do you get Collider Jedi Council every week on Thursday, The Rule of Two with Mark Fernandez and Mark Reilly, that's on every week. I believe it drops on Wednesday. It's on one of these days. It's a good show. You should listen to it. I like it. I listen to it. I haven't listened to it once.
Hey guys, Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com. And if you're a pro wrestling fan, which I hope you are, even if it's in secret, then you should be checking out Wrestling Sheet Radio Weekly. We've got a bunch of shows in the podcast feed. We've got weekly recaps from myself and John Roca, which you guys will probably know from the Collider family. That's for Raw, that's for SmackDown. We've also got the weekly roundup of wrestling news. It's a show I host called Wrestling Sheet Radio with Jamie Iovine and Elijah Bates. And we've also got a bunch of other stuff in our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/wrestling sheet. So check it out, subscribe, and I hope you guys dig it.
Hey guys, Perry here to remind you to tune in for Collider Movie Talk every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. PT Live. We are live. We talk about movies. We answer your live Twitter questions. It's so much fun. We talk about everything from box office to all your favorite superhero movies. We talk about horror on a good day for me, and who knows, maybe even a spoonerism will happen. I don't know. That's what happens when you watch Collider Tuvi Mock, right? Are you going to watch? You better watch. Go watch now.
What's up, Collider fans? If you are a fan of television and you want to watch a guy that looks like me and a guy named Thad Williams talk about TV every single Friday, subscribe to the Collider channel. Collider Podcast is where you can find the video. We have our own iTunes feed, hashtag Collider TV Talk. You can find on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts and you listen to them in your ear holes. That's where Collider TV Talk comes at you. We talk about TV news. We talk about shows we love, shows that we don't love, and most importantly, we don't read any books because TV has nothing to do with reading. We also have a show called Hypothetical Questions with myself and Roxy Stryer and all kinds of reviews right here at the Collider Podcast channel and the Collider TV Talk feed. Subscribe, rate, like, tell your friends, tell all your friends and tell their friends, and before you know it, it's a pyramid scheme of television. I'm Josh McCouga. You can see Thad Williams and myself along with Roxy Stryer and all the Collider personalities all the time right here on Collider TV Talk. As always, put down the book, pick up the remote.
Hey guys, Reilly here, and let me tell you about Rule of Two. Rule of Two is a Star Wars podcast hosted by myself and Mark Fernandez. It drops on the Jedi Council podcast feed every Tuesday. You like Star Wars? Good. I like Star Wars. And you know what we do? We talk Star Wars. And not only talking Star Wars, we celebrate Star Wars. We gave the Golden Lightsabers the best in Star Wars, best picture, best opening theme, best crawl, and all that good stuff. We celebrate the games of Star Wars. We do everything in the Star Wars universe with a lot of debate and a lot of discussion thrown in the middle. So make sure you check out Rule of Two every Tuesday on the Collider Jedi Council podcast feed, on iTunes, and later on Collider Video. That's Rule of Two with Reilly and Mark Fernandez every Tuesday. And may the Force be with you.
No one's here but me and Yosh, just me and Yosh, sitting and talking about bullshit.
I love this song. What's this from?
Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes.
That's correct, right, Cody?
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Cody. How you doing, Yosh?
I'm great, man. It's great
nice
to
to
be
see
here. Just, living the dream on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
That's all it is. I mean, look at us. We're just two assholes sitting
two
in the...
guys.
Oh, look at this. Who's this? Who we got? Oh, nice to see
Roxy.
you. Welcome back.
Great to hear.
What happened?
Well, we do a show here every
Yeah,
day, and
it's,
we have enough time to go to the break, and hopefully you can do your things in time and be back. But instead, you decided that you wanted to do your thing, so you didn't do it.
I had the weirdest experience.
What happened?
I don't know. Snyder pulled me aside and was like, "Is your dad Brian?" And I said, "No, that's my uncle." And he starts taking copious notes. And then I said, my dad's name is Michael. He said, yeah. And started writing.
Is this for Saturday?
I have no idea.
Oh. Is he making?
Is your parents coming to Chicago?
No.
Yeah. He says to me, he's like, what time? The show starts at 8, right? So be there like what, 8? And I go, be there at 5.
Yeah.
He goes, what do you need there at 5 for? I go, tech.
Yeah.
He's like, what's tech?
And then there's the meet and greet before. There's a meet and greet before and everything.
With his little note, like Dora the Explorer now.
I've got. I forgot that I had the perfect outfit for Saturday. I was like
good.
worried about what to wear. And
Star Wars?
Got it. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
Are you wearing a Star Wars thing?
I don't know. You know what? I should have gotten I was gonna get the Darth Vader suit.
That Ken has.
Yeah. Wow, I should have had him send me something.
You know what I thought about it?
Crap.
Just now. We're going to Celebration. I thought about it. So
you know what though?
I couldn't get it. In
This is Star Wars Celebration.
They'll probably have something.
They'll have something.
They'll probably find something.
Yeah,
But I
you'll
don't
find
know.
something
But for
good.
Saturday, I'm struggling.
You don't know what to wear?
I'm just thinking, like, it's going to live for longer than Celebration. Do I really want to be in a Star Wars, or do I want to be in, like, a cool-ass outfit?
Well, but you remember, it's Star Wars Celebration weekend, so it's
the entire world.
No, I know,
you
but
just said
it's recorded.
True, but what you just said about WrestleMania weekend, where
Yeah.
it was the whole city was taken over by wrestling fans, that's what you're about to see this
Yeah.
weekend. Star Wars fans are going to take over Chicago.
I do have some cool Star Wars gear.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. A fan got me and I don't have the note, otherwise I'd shout the guy out. A fan got me a Star Wars / Yankees hat.
Oh, nice.
It's a Yankees hat, but with like Star Wars stuff all over it.
Like
Really
what?
sweet.
Like how do
Yankees
how
hat.
do you incorporate it into Yankees?
It's you'll have to see it, but it's got a Yankee the emblem, and then on the side of it, it's got Star Wars type of.
Oh, so the Yankee symbol is not Star Wars. The hat has both things.
Correct. So you'll,
now I understand the situation.
Well, there you
Before
go.
I was confused.
You're confused.
But now
I have never heard you say that you were confused.
Yeah, I understand all things.
Yeah. How often do you think you're confused in this show?
Well, it's
A
more.
percentage.
I think that I'm as confused as the rest of you guys. I just think that I'm the voice of the people.
You're
not the voice of me. Being drunk on a mountain in a hot tub. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's pretty. That's not really confusing. That's pretty
No,
clear
it's
cut.
That was really clear because
Straight
I
down the
explained
line.
myself very well.
You did. You knew what it was, and I still wasn't here for that iconic line. Moment.
Did you miss the hot?
moments.
Oh, that was a Friday
I was
show.
out. It was one Friday. Yo.
I make money moves.
Yes.
Hey, when's that Fighting with My Family coming out on DVD?
Very soon. Should be getting that.
Can you get me the code?
The code. Yes, the code is planning on coming. It's got to go to him.
Somebody swallow me.
I know. What? I've never heard that phrase before.
I think I should leave.
What does that mean? Is that a thing? Is that an actual?
Just take me out.
You got Red saying that. Like what? Yeah. What?
It was pretty intense.
Yeah. I mean.
Someone swallow me!
We can't see. I was gonna say we
No.
can't say that. Imagine walking into a bar
I
saying
get
that, you
fired.
get arrested.
Yeah. Hey,
Can
Josh,
I tell
HR
you?
needs to talk to
Yeah.
you.
There's so much more of a story to this.
Yeah, please. I mean,
Go
that's
on, because now
that's
I'm
a shirt.
confused.
That's a shirt right
That
there.
is, someone
I
swallow me.
I can't.
You
I can't
can't
ever
wear
say
it.
that
Yeah.
or say
Oh
it.
my God. So I thought I could do it more casually.
You didn't.
Nope. That was not
casual.
casual.
Last
one
night, I go to see Little.
Uh-huh.
I can't talk about it.
Okay.
It's not relevant to the story.
Not relevant at all.
No, there's no
Fair.
relevance.
Go with my
Well, fine.
British
This morning I had eggs. I had 4 of them.
Not relevant
Egg
to the
whites.
story.
Not relevant to this at all.
No.
I go with my British friend.
Oh,
He
is that
says-
relevant to the
Yeah,
story?
that's relevant because they have different phrases.
Is your British friend Jack Hind?
No.
No.
And he looks at me and we're talking, and I say something annoying. He's like, somebody swallow me. And I was like, I love that. I'm going to start implementing it.
That was a good effort
And he
to
was
implement it.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking all show today.
When can I use it?
When do I
It's like
put it?
learning a new word in the dictionary.
This is gonna sound very offensive. Maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't say it. But was your British friend gay?
No.
Okay.
He's
'Cause that
very,
sounds-
very not gay.
Okay.
I don't know what very not gay means.
I mean,
It's just
with an
straight.
accent that you got, because like the British and the Australians say the C word all the time,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's like part of their lexicon. But
Somebody
this
swallow me.
somebody swallow me is like okay. I mean,
Yeah,
It was
sound-
so casual though, and then I was like, "All right, when am I gonna do it? When am I gonna do it?" Because it's definitely my new thing. I just got to make it fit first.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one.
I would
there.
say probably you don't need that one.
No, I need it.
You need it.
I know for sure because I felt that way. So
Let's get a poll up there, Cody.
instead of saying FML
F this. Oh.
or like because I don't like
No,
that
I
one.
get-
Somebody
I get it, what
swallow
it
me
is.
means just like take me out.
It's just
I'm
someone,
done.
but because of people who don't know it, they're gonna look and go, "Say what?"
Excuse me
Yeah,
now.
but I'm gonna put it into the zeitgeist.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, good luck to
Well,
that.
you know what?
We'll be following. We'll be following
I can't say that I'm going to support this.
give me some
But
updates.
I didn't have to tell you guys.
What it meant?
Yeah, no, I didn't
Well,
have to
no.
tell you guys how hard I worked for it.
Oh.
I could have just said that I made it up and it sounded good. So I want you guys to be respectful of how open and honest I've been here today.
Sure.
By all means.
You're welcome. You got. Oh look.
Uh-oh.
See, Saved by the Bell. What happened?
Is the door locked?
Somebody
No.
swallowed me.
Door's not locked. Oh, there you go.
And it was. Oh.
Yes, and all their rainbow glory.
Joining us today, no more of your silly talk here because we have a legend walking into the room. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us. I was talking about Jessie. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessie Maltin and the great Leonard Maltin have joined us in studio. And Jessie and Leonard, I would just let you know that Roxy was saying things that I'd never heard before, throwing me off completely.
I had a British accent going on.
It was not good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know I'm married to a British guy, though.
If we have
So
to
it
grab
works for
those
me.
things, guys.
Has he ever said, somebody swallow me?
Not recently.
when he-
Not in my presence.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't mean what. No,
See that, but you see where
Oh.
everyone thinks that right away. You understand where people think that?
Like, get
You're
me
so
out of
fancy.
here.
We never wear our headphones. It's
No?
so fancy. No.
Just like that way, see? Now you
Well,
can
it just
hear
messes up that perfect rainbow hair.
Yeah.
Thank you. My dad does look good with it, doesn't he?
It does.
It suits
Fantastic.
him.
It's a pleasure to have
That'd
you
be
guys here. You guys are
amazing.
not only friends of the show, you guys are friends. We were just talking about how you, how when you guys came to the Schmodown,
Yeah.
how cool it was that the fans gave you such love when you showed up to that event.
Oh, well, it was cool for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes you wait for the splash at the bottom of the well, you know, when you're doing something in the communications world. It's changed so much now with instantaneous media and the social media world. But to go somewhere and actually have living people right in front of you,
Yeah.
you know, give you a round of applause or,
awesome.
you know, stop and talk to you, say hello. It's wonderful.
And not just in our house, like in public, with other
Well,
human
you
beings.
more than earned it. I always tell this story how in 2010, the first screening that Mark Ellis and I ever got to attend was True Grit. It was the first press screening we ever attended, and we looked over and we saw you, and we both looked at each other and said, we're not supposed to be. and it's funny, we talk about the digital world, Jessie, all the time, and I think what you have done so well, whether it's the being on Doug Benson's show and just in general to where you have, there are a lot of critics that don't embrace the side of the YouTube space and think that it's us versus them. You've never been like that. You've always seen kind of the evolution of it, and you've gotten involved in it. Is that, you would say that's accurate?
That's absolutely accurate, but I want to give credit where credit is due. Jessie has had a lot to do with that, with sort of nudging me in that direction.
Polite nudging.
And
Gentle, loving nudging.
yeah, and she's been the spark plug that's gotten this engine going, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. I like the immediacy of it too. I mean, when I started out, I was a freelance writer. I wrote magazine articles. I published my own fanzine, if anyone knows what that is,
Yeah.
for a long time. And then I started writing books. And writing like that is kind of a lonely occupation.
Yeah.
And you wait a long time to get any kind of response or feedback. So then getting on television with Entertainment Tonight was my first taste of what was then overnight feedback.
Right.
Where we reached, we reached from 8 to 10 million people a night. It's just extraordinary looking back at that time. And so that was what I considered immediate. That was kind of like, okay, the next day someone would say, oh, I saw you last night on the show. And I liked that interview you did with so-and-so. Great, thank you very much. But then we moved to the next step forward, and it really is instantaneous. And it's, and there are a lot of cranks out there and a lot of people who just want to, express themselves as negatively as possible.
Yeah.
And we try to just skip by and let them, talk to each other.
Right. Well,
When I was growing up, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and you were a fixture in our household.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the movies, pretty much every other weekend. And my dad was like, well, "What's Maltin say?" That was always the thing, because if you didn't like it, the McCougars were not going to go see it.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
great.
That's very flattering, and it was incredible to have that kind of audience, and to be stopped in airports and hotels, walking through lobbies, places where you're about to do an interview or a press junket or something, and have just ordinary people say, "Hey, what have you seen lately? Any good movies playing this weekend?" That kind of thing. Yeah.
We can never get through security at any airport
because everybody
without
want to know. Yeah.
So sometimes you're looking and you're like, guys, I really gotta get on the plane. There's like, so what'd you see this weekend? My mom and I are like smiling, just like, please shut up. We really have to go.
Pilots, all right, don't worry. We're gonna have 10 minutes. Maltin's talking to everybody.
That's it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
guys. So sorry.
Well, Jessie, the other thing too is we've also known each other for around that same time, and you were not from when I met you, you weren't really interested in being on camera.
I'm still not.
I know, but you've kind of fallen into it because you guys have your podcast, which the guests that you guys have are incredible.
We're interviewing Angie Dickinson today, and I'm pretty sure this one's gonna pass out.
Yeah,
so.
man. It's
You're
right. Al Pacino.
You're not gonna be there.
So what? Give me the name of the podcast. It's
It's
just
called Maltin on Movies. People always ask why it's not Maltins on Movies.
Yeah.
In part because that wasn't what it was called in the first place, because there was only one Maltin, but also because it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Maltins on Movies is so Maltin on Movie. We like to say that Maltin is an entity. It can be many, it can be one.
Right.
It's just Maltin.
So people used to say schmoes nose all the
Exactly.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's we love doing the podcast. It's really cool. But it is a very strange thing for me. I never wanted to. I've always worked behind the scenes. I love that stuff. I love being.
But it makes it a lot easier because you're with your dad.
Yeah, it works. It works for us.
It works for us because we kind of spark each other.
Yeah.
And I know she energizes me.
And he puts me to sleep, so it's great. It's ideal.
And of course we have different areas of interest, and we're coming from two different generations,
right?
Which I think is an asset in doing those interviews. Especially with people who've either been around a long time, where I may have the edge, or who are younger people, where Jessie is more familiar with their work than I am.
Right.
So combining our knowledge or our backgrounds, I think, accrues to our interest altogether.
So tell me a little bit, because I know we're talking here today about Maltin Fest.
Yeah.
We want to learn.
Why, yes.
I want to learn more about it.
We want
Coachella
you to learn more about
Please
it.
tell us about it.
Is it the Coachella of movies?
Yeah.
I mean,
the Burning Print Festival.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna make people wear those like weird little masks on their faces.
Nice. Well, let's start. So where did the idea come from, and then tell me what happened?
So basically, I am always coming up with ideas for my dad. That's been my thing. And you guys know, my mom is the boss. My mom runs everything. We are merely her servants. Alice Maltin is in charge of everything in life, and it's true here. Anywhere you go, Alice Maltin is in charge. That's just how it is.
Talk to Alice.
But that's it. And my parents are married 40. They just had their 44th
Oh,
anniversary.
congratulations! Man. That's amazing. That's great.
And my mom has been doing the business stuff for 43 of the 44 years because. Just the quick version is essentially my mom overheard my dad trying to do business on the phone and was like,
She heard me trying to get paid. I was trying to get paid for some freelance articles I'd written. And I was groveling on the phone, and unsuccessfully, I might add. And Alice was saying, "Why don't you do this? You ought to be saying that." And I started getting, intimidated and defensive, terribly defensive, as guys sometimes do.
Yeah.
And
but now he's been beaten into submission.
No. I finally said, "Well, why don't you do it?" And then we took a beat and we looked at each other and said, "Well, yeah, why don't you do it?" And that's her strength.
Yeah.
She's good at this. She's good at negotiating. She's good at talking to people. And we believe that negotiation that ends in anger is a bad negotiation. Mm-hmm. Or where somebody feels beaten down. That's not a good negotiation.
We want everyone happy.
Right.
That's always the goal.
And Alice charms people, and she's funny, and
can you tell my wife this?
We'll put her on the phone with Alice.
That'd be great.
But yes, so we all sort of have our place
Yep.
in what I call the Maltin Empire, which is 3 people. And so my mom's the boss, my dad's the talent, and we try not to let him do anything else because it doesn't go well.
You don't give yourself enough credit, by the way.
Well,
you don't.
But so I'm Jewish, man. It's just the way we are. But no, it's so for me with my dad, it's always I always did his hair, did his makeup, his wardrobe, like all that kind of stuff, and then just sort of was near him.
Right.
when you'd be shooting. And so if his energy went down or anything, you need to do that again. You mumble a little bit. So just kind of the basic stuff. And I grew up at Entertainment Tonight, and we always on our show we always talk about this. I was so lucky because everyone was nice to me, and it's because I was one of the very first kids at ET. I was one of the early ones. I came before Mary Hart's son, all the rest. And they were just really generous and really, really kind to me. And so they let me, stand on apple boxes and hold me thinking I'm filming the show.
Right.
And, I was in the editing booth. So I learned what they did and what I liked. And so I just do it with him. And then as time's kind of gone on and I do more and more with him, I started saying, well, I think you need a film festival, or I think you need to do this, this, and this, whether it was with the New Beverly. We talked about, over the years, many different things. You could do one night a month, all of that. Well, the thing is, with the movie guide and everything else, he just didn't have a lot of free time ever. It just didn't exist. But as the movie guide has ended and Entertainment Tonight ended, he suddenly has some free time, which is still confusing that he doesn't know what to do with it.
Right.
And you'll see him just sitting still like, I don't understand, because he doesn't sit still well. And
I still teach one night a week
Yes.
At USC.
he still does a lot.
Right
It's
on.
just different, right?
Yeah.
It's just different things now.
Right.
But so this was sort of like, well, maybe it's time. Maybe now we actually have the time to do this. And so we sort of looked into different options, and it's morphed many times. As you know, you created a show. Things change, and you have to kind of go with the flow and see what makes the most sense. So for him, it was, all right, we know we want to do a film festival, but don't really want to do brand new movies because that's one hell of an undertaking. That's not something that 3 family members attempt.
No.
You need a whole thing set up for that.
And we decided not to do classics because TCM
Yeah.
has its wonderful classic film festival coming up this weekend, in fact.
Yep.
Starts Thursday night. And I'm a part of that, one of their hosts, and they do a great, great job. So why try to compete with them? That makes no sense either. So we went to our next option, which is always my favorite thing to do. And if you ask any film critic, I think they'd say the same. Championing films that need a little boost.
Yeah.
The films that don't have $100 million advertising budgets, that didn't find the audience they deserve.
This sounds right up Alicia Malone's alley. Is she going to be involved?
She is.
Yeah, of course she is.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
So we're calling them hidden gems,
Yeah.
sort of the films that flew under the radar. And our opening night movie is Sing Street.
Oh, I love that.
Love that.
Well,
movie.
here's
Anybody
the
who
deal.
saw it loved it.
The people who did see it loved
Haven't
it.
seen it.
It's
But
it's
Oh,
really
it's so
I
good.
haven't
good.
seen it.
It's so good.
I listen to Drive It Like You Stole
you
It
would-
once a week,
yeah.
maybe more. That's
Roxy,
one of my
you
favorite
would
songs ever written.
Love this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like I have
You
to go to
really
the film
Yeah, you
festival.
I mean,
should.
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
No, it's that was really it. Is we just started sitting down. So my dad wrote a book called 151 Best Movies You've Never Seen. So this really is. He had a show called Secrets Out, which was all about this. So this is not new for us, new for him. But we just started going through. Okay, we want to show this.
Yeah. How many of those movies from that list, the 151, will be in the
150. No. Well, again, there too, my whole thing is that I believe in setting yourself up for success. And
Yeah.
so when people were saying things like, make it a week long, I was like, why would I do that? That's
Yeah.
a terrible, things are going to go
It's
wrong.
our first time out.
Yeah.
So
Stuff's
for our
gonna
maiden
happen.
voyage, we didn't want to reach further than our grasp. We wanted to be able to do something that we knew we could pull off, or thought we could pull off.
And we want to deliver. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to ask people for their time and for their money, then you need to give them exactly what you promise.
So how many days is it? I'm sorry.
So it starts Friday afternoon.
Yes.
It's May 10, 11, 12.
May
Starts,
10, 11, and 12.
Yep,
Okay.
Mother's Day weekend.
Nice. Great.
Starts Friday. It'll be the afternoon, and then it'll finish Sunday night. And as I'm staring at you, you got a Schnepp behind you
Yes,
there.
I do.
A Saturday night's film is John Schnepp and Holly Payne's film, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened,
I
which
love
they
that.
abbreviate,
amazing
and I can
movie.
never say the abbreviation.
Yeah.
TDOS.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. But that was, again, it's the kind of thing, every single thing we've done has been sort of figuring out, all right, who do we want to help and who do we want to be a part of this and what can we do together? And so it's even simple things like Janine, your machine, is going to have her artwork displayed
That's
and
awesome.
be
She's
selling
a
it.
brilliant artist too.
She is,
man.
and more importantly to me, she's a lovely human being.
She really is.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's talented.
How
is
many
a-
total movies are you guys going to show?
It's 9 movies.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
But and then
and
each
plus shorts
one,
and cartoons.
Oh, cool.
and possibly some trailers. My dad yesterday was actually, so we made this announcement yesterday, but we're showing a film called Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla. Okay. One of my dad's favorite movies ever.
The one old movie we're showing.
Yeah.
What year is that from?
51.
51. Okay.
old,
Oh,
but,
yeah,
wonderful.
but still, yeah.
It's one of those movies people describe as being one of the worst and best things they've ever seen, which is
It's
right.
it's so wrongheaded and so tacky
Yep.
that it has to be seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why you love? Is that why you love it?
That is why I love it.
Yeah,
Great.
It's the poor man's, Dean and Lewis, and that's
Is that your guilty pleasure?
I don't feel guilty
We
about
don't-
it in the slightest.
every time people always ask, "What's your guilt?" We don't believe in guilt.
No.
We have no guilt.
Well, there's quite a few people that I know that are going to be involved for sure. Like we said, Alicia Malone,
Yep.
Janine, Stacey Howard. Was gonna
So Stacey Howard, this is really important. Stacey is a huge part of why the festival is coming together in general. She's my partner in this. And if we didn't have her, in all seriousness, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
She has been amazing, and we're together. We spend so much time together. It's a good thing we like each other.
We want to show the best possible prints. Some of them will be in 35 millimeter.
Yep.
Some will be digital.
And we're working with the Academy
We're working
and
with
the
the Academy
UCLA
of Picture Arts and
Archive,
Sciences, the UCLA Film Archive.
Warner Archive, all archives.
I saw on Twitter that this Bela Lugosi is the
Well, that's what. Okay, so we're trying to find, figuring out how we get the right. That's the biggest adventure for us is doing that aspect, which is getting rights, getting films. It's a whole other world. Again, it helps. So Stacey has been doing most of that work, and she's a gem for it. But we found out that that film is in the public domain. Hooray! How do we find a print? Well, we're looking. My dad speaks to this.
It's easily available in crummy copies or marginally acceptable copies on YouTube, and you can get a DVD really cheap on it. We wanted to show a good copy of it.
A good copy
And
of
I was
this bad
talking
movie.
to the Academy's archivist, Mark Pogozelski.
He's got to be from Pittsburgh.
No, Pogo is
They
his
call him
nickname.
Pogo, so everyone can pronounce it.
Right.
Is what it is.
Mike's a great guy. And we were talking on the phone. He said, gee, I just don't know where you're going to find. Let me look at our database. So as we're talking, he's typing on his database, and he says, oh, my gosh, we have a 35 millimeter print.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
I said,
awesome.
well,
Okay.
How did that happen?
No. Step one was he started reading you. Oh, but it says it has some issues. There's some jumping,
splices,
some splicing
yeah.
issues. Okay, well, he keeps looking into it. Oh, it's Bela Lugosi's print of the film.
Oh my God.
And what it is his Bela Jr. donated his dad's whole collection to the Academy.
Oh,
So
that's great.
yesterday, this one got to go over.
I went over and watched on a flatbed viewer, which film people will know what that means. We threaded up Reel 2, which was reported to have some issues. And we threaded it up and watched all of Reel 2. And the issues are a little splice here and there. There's a little shrinkage in the print that it'll still go through the projector okay. It was fine.
Wow.
It was fine. But
That's
we had to eyeball it to make
had to
sure.
make sure.
Of course.
And it's the kind of film where, frankly, anyone who would have seen it in 1951 would have seen a worse print than this. Because films tended to, grindhouse type movies tend to get beat up in the course of making the circuit.
Became part of the love of it too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We're giving them authenticity here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
He said there's a few spots where the dialogue jumps, but it doesn't make a difference.
You figure 51,
all right.
people will be forgiving of it too.
That's fine.
Yeah,
But so that's our closing night film is
That's
Bela
cool.
Lugosi meets a Brooklyn Gorilla, and it's Bela Lugosi's print of the film.
especially when you know that backstory too. That's really cool.
Well, but that's it.
Yeah.
So with Schnapp,
Yeah.
we're very friendly with Holly, and she's an
best.
amazing woman.
Yeah.
An amazing woman. With her own incredible Hollywood history
Mm-hmm.
of who her grandmother was and all sorts. And if you guys don't know, look it up. It's pretty crazy. But I said to her, would you want to show it? And of course she said yes. And she's actually going to be selling DVDs afterwards.
And Blu-rays.
And because that's the only way you can get it if you do want it.
Right.
So we're really excited to have that be Saturday night.
The first time I ever met you was with John Schnapp. We were walking out of a screening, and he put his, do you mind if I get a picture? And you guys took a picture together, and I took the picture.
Oh, that's
it's
nice.
crazy, right?
That's nice.
That was really cool.
The other component of this, which Jessie emphasized, and we all agreed had to be a mainstay of this, is community. Netflix is a great convenience, and all the streaming services offer you great convenience. You can see so many films that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise, let's face it. But we want to bring people together to see these movies as an audience, and that's a very different experience. And at the Egyptian, the screen is huge. It's a great place to watch a movie in Hollywood. And there's history all around you. It was built by Sid Grauman, the famous showman, who later built the Chinese Theater just down the street on Hollywood Boulevard. And so you're in a historic theater watching, in some cases, a recent film, some cases a historic film, the best way possible, with a simpatico audience. And that changes the vibe. It really does.
But, it's actually because of you that in all seriousness, you guys are a huge part of why I decided to go forward with my idea of how we wanted to do it. When you guys had your live event over at the El Portal, I said to my dad, see, people will come. Everybody there, in general, your live shows are so much fun.
Thank you.
But the audience, you get people flying in from my friend James flies in from the other side of the country.
Australia, had a ton of people.
Because they love it. And it was really, my dad and I sitting there, we were cracking up because people were going nuts. You would have thought, considering the whole WrestleMania thing just happened, you would have thought that that's what this was.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
People were diehard and so excited. And it was really funny to see someone like Bibbs having everybody want to take a picture with him. He leans over to me at one point and goes, "What is going on?" But that's it. All of these
Which one were
people-
you? Which one did you go to?
That one was the one in North Hollywood.
It was which event?
Portal.
Well, there was one. I think it might have been the Mara Canopic and Jason Inman match.
It was.
And we're going to have live guests too.
Yeah.
Doug Benson's going to do Doug Loves Movies on
That's
opening
great.
night.
Well,
That's great. That's cool.
We'll go through the whole because it is. We've had so much fun.
Yeah.
But truly, it was that I said to my dad as we were sitting there. I said, "See, I told you, this can happen," and it was that said, "I know it. I know I've been saying it the whole time, but you guys are all reassuring me that this is what we need." Because there too, what you guys have done with Facebook, the groups, there's so many people I meet. Again, talking to Janine. They've all become friends because of your Facebook group, and they talk to each other. These are people who don't get to talk movies very often, and certainly not with nerds at the level that they would like.
Well, it's community. It's absolute community. Yeah,
huge. But you guys have done a really incredible job with that. No, it's a big deal, and I have friends in the UK who watch and are diehard. It's amazing to me because everybody wants to talk to someone about this stuff. If it's your passion, you want to nerd out. And for the most part, everyone is kind and everyone is considerate of each other. Of course, we get nuts, but that's because it's
the minority.
the internet.
But it's a minority. But
comparatively speaking, it's a huge difference. So that was the biggest thing for us was community. We want the whole thing. We want people to be there all weekend because we want them to meet other people. We want you to hang out. We want you to make new friends. We want you to hang out with us. All of our friends are there.
Yeah. Well, tell these people they're watching now and they're going to be watching the replay and on audio. How if they want to come and they want to check out Maltin Fest, how do they do it?
So you can go to leonardmaltin.com and there's a tab for Maltin Fest. It's there. But we also have a Twitter and a Facebook and an Instagram, all the places.
Okay. And has a full lineup of everything too.
Yep. We just finalized our schedule, and that'll go out today, I think, or maybe tomorrow. But and Alexander Payne is going to be there for Citizen Ruth, which is really neat.
Citizen Ruth, his first and least seen feature.
Yeah. Starring Laura Dern, who we're also working on, and there's. But
Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski are coming with Big Eyes.
Big Eyes.
Oh, this is fun.
That's so cool.
Phil Rosenthal with Exporting Raymond. Phil Rosenthal created, for anyone who doesn't know him, created Everybody Loves Raymond, but is one of the funniest humans you'll ever meet in your life. He also has a show called Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix that is fantastic and so much fun.
Well, Scott Mance, is he going to be there?
Well, everyone's invited. He's not involved yet because we don't have anybody introducing films specifically yet. We're still figuring it all in. We just got all of our rights locked in.
There he is.
But
that's the guy.
That's exactly it. No, but that's it. We just finally got all of the rights through, so we've been able now to start talking about the movies, which is so exciting.
It's great. It's very exciting to see that you guys are doing it. Guys, make sure that you go and check this out because this is going to be a lot of fun. First one that they're doing, the legendary Leonard Maltin, Jessie Maltin, putting together the Maltin Fest, and it just sounds so cool. I'm so excited for you guys. You're wonderful people. I'm so happy that you're doing this, and everybody should support this. And go and check them out, guys, and come back. And we got to come. Yeah,
also, for students, if you are a film student or a film teacher, we are doing discounted tickets, $25 for the whole weekend, because it's really important that they're there. That again, in terms of the community, God bless teachers on any day. actually. But the film
That's
teachers,
awesome.
film students, please come. We really want to
Bring your
have
classes,
you.
bring your
9
students.
movies, $25. That's like
That's great.
That's
Yep. And
insanity.
a book
And all
signing,
the wow.
podcast. Sam Levine, Amy Miller, and Doug Benson for Maltin on Movie
Oh, great.
for Doug Loves
Yeah, yeah,
Movies,
yeah.
and Leonard
Joe
Maltin
Dante and
Gang.
Josh Olson are going to
Yep.
be
Oh,
there.
you're gonna
They're gonna
take
be
a picture
there.
of Joe Dante and
You can see
Dan
my
Ho.
dad with Joe, which is
That's cool.
always funny.
Yeah,
the
man.
two of them.
We're Gremlins reunion. Awesome.
Exactly.
I love
So
it.
yeah, it's lots of good stuff, and we have other discounts for folks because so the weekend badge is $195. Saturday and Sunday are 100 each day. Friday is 50. But if you can't afford that or you want to talk to us about it, we do have other kinds of discounts. Because again, we just want everybody to be able to come.
Yeah.
So you can email maltinfest@gmail.com or tweet at us, anything like that. Reach out. We're here.
There you go, guys. So make sure you do that. And we will be back tomorrow for one more show, at least myself, Roxy, and Makuga. Makuga will be here on Thursday. And then we're off to Chicago, everybody, for the Star Wars celebration and the live Schmodown event on Saturday night. 930 people going to be there already. There are a few tickets left, so go ahead and grab those. Thank you once again for joining us. And we got to
Thanks,
come back next
guys.
time, too. Just come shoot shit about some
Anytime.
movies. I love it.
Anytime.
Please. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Great.
Codes for that.